Celtics have had the revolution. This is Boston's home for sports. WBC-FM at HD Boston. 98.5 The Sports Hub. A Beasley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox begin their three-game series with Philadelphia with another loss, 2-1 at Fenway Park. Kyle Schwarber homered early to give the visitors the lead, and Zach Wheeler allowed just a one run over 7 1/3 innings for the win. The Sox had runners on first and second with one out in the ninth and could not cash in. They're 17-24 overall, and as Trevor Story knows all too well, they're 7-13 at home.
Yeah, we've talked about it, last year and pretty much every year that the best teams here play well at home. We have to find a way to do that and, just kind of reverse what we got going.
Sonny Gray will face the Phillies tonight. The NHL yesterday suspended the Bruins' Charlie McAvoy for the first 6 games of next season after his slash of Buffalo's Zach Benson near the end of their season-ending playoff loss to the Sabres on May 1st. Speaking of Benson, he scored the tie-breaking power play goal in Montreal last night in a 3-2 Buffalo win. That best of 7 even at 2 games apiece. In Las Vegas, the Golden Knights beat Anaheim 3-2 in overtime to take a 3-2 series lead. The Philadelphia 76ers have fired team president Daryl Morey yesterday, but they kept head coach Nick Nurse. In San Antonio last night, Victor Wembanyama not only played for San Antonio, he had a double-double in the first half and 27 points and 17 rebounds overall. They beat Minnesota 126-97. Spurs lead 3-2. Memphis Grizzlies forward Brandon Clark found dead yesterday in an L.A. home. He was 29 years old. Police are investigating a possible drug overdose. Also, former Celtic Jason Collins died yesterday at the age of 47 of stage 4 brain cancer. He was the first openly gay NBA player. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Awaken 180. Reach your health and weight goals with Reclaim by Awaken 180, a 10-week medication-free plan with weekly results and finish line. Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
and Hardy
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
on 98.5.
Tinkerman, heard about you.
Yeah.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
That's gross. Not a great cook, but I do cook.
When I asked him about the sides,
Kick them in the balls.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
Blaze Bailey is omitted.
Toucher and Hardy
We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
Oh.
Hey, you fired up?
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. And when you do that, you can see that Danny Roach is here for Hardy. Hardy is moving his daughter out of her dormitory at the University of Massachusetts. He is going to get there this morning, and it looks like it will be a lot of fun.
That went quick.
This year went very fast. My son's school's over in like 2.5 weeks, and then he will be going into his senior year.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It's crazy. The baseball season for high school in Massachusetts is extraordinarily short.
The spring seasons. Ooh.
I mean, my God, they were playing in Florida in late March, and the season's over like early next week. It's a very, very short season. It's like a 6-week season. Maybe that's why there's an advantage being in Texas or in
I know.
or in Florida. Is
You always
that you
hear
can
that,
play.
we're tougher and everything else. No, it's the weather's better.
Well, yeah, you
play
can
games.
Yeah, you can actually play games.
Develop.
Right. So that's why the summer, I guess, is so important here, is because, and that starts very soon. But nonetheless,
Where are you going this year?
he's got to go to Alabama and he's got to go to Georgia. and there's stuff around here, but I think that he's going to be able to fly in for the games he's pitching.
Oh.
So
Private jet?
Yeah. Obviously, I mean, I'm financing it, so of course it's private. I can't be flying.
You're a radio morning guy, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. A local radio morning guy. It's private plane money, obviously. It was with Maddie during COVID. Maddie Siegel got his wife a private plane down to Florida during COVID.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, he bitched about it, but he did do it. I've never been on a private plane.
How much does a private plane cost? Like, if you wanted to go from here to Georgia for a day.
What do you think? 10 grand?
That sounds right? I mean, not that
know.
I would know, but it's 10, 15 grand for one way.
This isn't The Price is Right. Do you know or not?
I don't know. I just said that. I don't know.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing.
Can't.
Hi, John.
Maybe. Yeah, because if it's a private jet, it probably has like 8 to 10 seats. So yeah, I would have to imagine it's 10 grand.
Yeah.
Or more, maybe more.
Maybe they must bill you by the hour for the flight
And the crew
and the crew and gas
and you're assuming that's a jet.
Yeah.
Because I know someone whose father flies a prop plane.
Okay.
And then they've flown it to California. It's a 6-seat prop plane. It sounds like a nightmare.
A prop plane
doesn't sound
for
like a private
6
jet.
hours?
No, it's not a private jet. It's no. What I'm saying is this is what the comparison I'm making. So 6 hours? No, John. That's 2 days.
Oh my God!
Like that plane can't make it to California on a tank of gas.
Okay.
So no, that's what the difference is. If you're like on someone's plane, like a guy's plane, like I'm sure the guy's wealthy, but he's not. He's not Donald Trump. So,
So you got to stop in like Missouri and Utah on the way out?
So a guy worked with Steve Craig, who's still in radio in Atlanta. He's got to be in his mid-60s. He did middays and he's been successful, but he's not, he wasn't making like $1 million a year. He's owned a plane for a very long time. It's like a twin prop plane. It's probably 2 seats. He flies it around. But this one's a little bigger. And I'm being told that like part of being around this family is that you got to get on this plane, and I am like, I think I could handle it if I took like Xanax. I could handle it to like upstate New York, but the idea of taking that plane out west is just not happening. 6 seats, you can't stand up, and then you're in the plane. Let's say 6 hours, then you land and you got to spend the night. So they can fuel up and like tweak everything, and then it's another like 6 hours or whatever.
So you got like the Big Baby Special where remember he was eating the chicken and the
right, yeah,
over his head.
Yeah. It sounds like an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Yes, Dan.
So according to executivejetmanagement.com, for a private jet, let's say on May 30th of this year, that leaves at 9 a.m. from go to Boston to Atlanta. One way, small cabin jet, it seats 7, is $18,550.
Okay, yeah, all right. So that makes sense.
The bigger one's 27, and a bigger one is $36,000.
Yeah,
This is just one way. So
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and but you figure that it's a good, it's like $1,200 a person if you were all paying.
Right.
$1,200 a person. So that's a lot of money.
Start a GoFundMe.
But the thing is that this year, because he only pitches, I talked to the guy that runs the team, and I'm like, can you just tell me when he's going to pitch, and then he can go down the day before and leave the day after, because it's ridiculous to stay at these. They have a tournament in Alabama, and followed by a tournament in Atlanta, and the idea is that you fly to Alabama, you go to that tournament, then you drive over to Atlanta and go to that tournament, which sounds convenient, but it's not.
How long a drive is that?
It's not long. It's not. It's like 90 minutes, but that's not the point. The point is that that's 2 weeks off of work. That's 2 weeks of hotels. That's 2 weeks for 2 games. So that's not fair. Like if he was a positional player, then that's fair, and then the opportunities there. I mean, these things are only held so you can pitch in front of scouts. Or play in front of scouts. So if you're a positional player and you're playing in 5 games, that makes a lot of sense. If you're a pitcher who's going to pitch in one game.
And he wouldn't come in if they had a chance to win the tournament and throw an inning at the end or anything like that, right? They don't do that to the kids, do they?
If he starts a game and pitches well, no. I mean, he's done for the tournament. I mean, if he
that's what I meant. Like if he throws a Saturday and their final game was Monday
if he throws 80 to 100 pitches, he's gone. No, not in a summer tournament. No way.
Yeah, that's all.
No, he's not. ISL tournament. If they were in the ISL tournament and he was asked to like pitch on short rest because they needed to win a game, he'd obviously do that. No, not at some summer tournament. I mean, you can pretend the games matter to win. They don't. It's all just an exercise to showcase yourself. It's kind of an individual sport at that point. I mean, competitive juices kick in, but if you're being honest, it doesn't really matter. I guess the reason that winning would matter is conceivably there's less games when you're playing and there would be more scouts there. But at this age, scouts are coming to see you anyway. Like, I think it's more just the scout. There's schools going, okay, you're pitching this day. I'm going to come see you, rather than just a bunch of random scouts hanging around
it's like the Cape
looking
League.
at you.
They know Fred Touch is pitching on Thursday. They're all going to go to Bourne to watch Fred pitch.
And that's not to say that any of these kids or my son that makes them special. It might make them not special. It just means that I think by now, to my understanding by now, like schools know who you are and they come to see you and they want to see you in person before anything happens, and this is an opportunity for them to see you. I don't think it's a lot of random scouts milling around, which I think maybe when you're younger it is, but I don't know. He didn't get into this heavily until last summer because there was no reason for it. But there you go. So you going to come out today, Danny?
Maybe.
You going to come out to Groton?
I might come out. You want anything?
Oh, if you come out, you got to say hello to the coach.
Want a cup of coffee?
No, I'll be all right. Thank you. I don't drink coffee. Huh?
Coach Margraf?
Yeah, you come see. You say hello to Coach Margraf.
Okay.
He got a kick out of that last year.
Good guy.
Yeah, come. You should come out and say hello. You'll make the guy's day.
Okay.
You working tonight?
No.
Oh, then you gotta go. Then
Okay.
you gotta go. Mm-hmm. Then there's no excuse not to go to Groton.
Where's Dan?
Yeah, I'll just be sitting there like, Dan? I'll be texting you, Dan, are you here? I'm in the bleachers. Dan?
Where are you going to stand? Same places last year?
That was in Groton.
That was the Groton
was an
Academy.
away
I
game.
didn't know where to go. I stayed in left field for a while, and then I kept asking people, have you seen Fred? Is he over there?
No, I'll just sit in the bleachers. There's small bleachers.
Okay.
I'm not walking around. I'm not a pacer or anything.
When he pitches, do you go anywhere?
No. I can see why people do,
Yes.
but I find that in the bleachers, it's mostly kids.
So there's no parents yelling?
Yeah, it's kids, and they don't care about what's going on, which I like. So, yeah, it's certainly, like, you want them to do well, and it's when you're watching your kid pitch, it's stressful. But I don't, like, lose my mind, and I don't say anything at all. I don't say anything.
Yes.
I don't cheer or say his name. I don't do anything. That's the who's the old catcher for the Cardinals? He was a manager.
Matheny?
Matheny, thank you. Matheny ended up coaching like youth baseball for his kids for a while, and he put this like edict out to the parents that went public, and his whole thing was just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Like don't cheer.
Really?
Don't cheer like their name.
Come on, Michael! Woo!
Yeah, like he's like,
Throw it like you know it!
No, like if he strikes someone out, I'll clap.
Yes.
But I don't go like, yeah. And I don't go like, go. What I do is I go, throw strikes.
Yeah.
Because that's helpful.
Right. Stay within yourself.
Well,
what?
You had that, right? Well, you famously put up a picture of you sitting behind the backstop while your daughter was catching.
Yes.
All the way through high school and college. Did you yell and scream anything?
No, I used to talk to the umps because I knew all the umps from being in the local area. And
you were working the umps.
Parents used to say, you sit right behind your daughter. How did she let you do that and everything? It was like, if I said anything to my daughter, she would give me, the look, Fred.
Well,
she would give me the look.
Yeah, her back's to you. How the hell would she know?
But not only that, but if I said anything, she'd turn and glare.
Right. Well, if I sat behind the backstop, he'd be looking at me, and then that would, I'm sure, would certainly at best unnerve him and annoy him, and at worst, piss him off. And I don't want to Plus, I don't want to stand behind the backstop. That's not there's other people behind the backstop. They don't need me back there.
I like there, though. Like, if I go to a game, I like being there.
If he's not pitching, if he's not pitching, I'll walk around. And, like, if some kid looks good, I'll stand behind the backstop for a while to see how the ball's moving and all that. But I don't do that with my son. No, I just sit in the stands and I don't say anything. But I do like being by the kids because the kids the students at the schools don't care. And they're like talking about other stuff.
Right.
And they're like joking around. And it makes you realize that ultimately this is
a game.
No one cares. Like it's important to your kid, but in the greater sense of even the school, it's not overly important to anyone. So it's just like, I'm not, but there are parents, and I do understand why they do this. There are parents that like sit in a chair, like in left field, like behind the wall.
I do that a lot.
Yeah. Because they just don't want
papers, coffee, and just sit.
Because they don't want to interaction.
And if someone comes over, I'm like, oh, come on. Hey, how you doing?
Because even with people I like, other parents, like even people I like, it might just be my own head, but it does kind of seem like there's a lot of comparing and a lot of, one-upsmanship and stuff, and I find it stressful and I don't like it.
Well, when your daughter's the coach, like you want to be as far away from the parents as you can.
Yeah, your daughter. Well, that's what your daughter does for a living. Like
but
now,
still, it's hard.
No, what? No, what I'm saying, it's harder when your daughter does it for a living, and she's in a position where people are going to be questioning her, and that's not even being a dick. Just like if you're sitting in the stands and someone's like, "Oh, why are they bunting?" or like, what the hell's going on? Like, "Oh, this is when you run," like, or why isn't? I mean,
well, excuse me, but your daughter is out of shape, and she was just rounding the bag when the girl got the ball in center field. Is that why she should have sent her?
But you also understand that people are going to question the coach in conversation, and if you overhear that and get offended, that's kind of on you.
Excuse me, what did you just say?
Exactly. So, like, who needs to hear
Did you
that?
tell her to bunt? What? You know why she didn't bunt? Here's the numbers. All right.
He happened to share them with me before the game started. Let me pull out my spreadsheet for you to look at.
Yeah, the only thing is if for either of my kids I heard a parent talking to them, like not like from another team or for something, like a parent, like, because apparently this can happen.
Yes.
If I heard a parent from another team, I don't even think my son would want me to hear that because I really don't like that, because in my mind, when adults are talking to kids, even if they're 17-year-old kids, it's because they know the kid can't do anything, and so they're like flexing like they're tough, or like they're somehow in power, and they're doing it to someone that they know they can exploit because there's nothing the kid can do about it. They're ultimately, a kid, and they're at the mercy of like the coaches and everything else, and you sit there and start talking to them. A kid from another school, like whatever. Kids.
I get that, right? I remember being on a trip in Cooperstown. A kid gave up a game-winning walk-off home run, and the kid was like 12, and he's like in tears or whatever.
Right.
After the game, we were all walking out gathering. I just walked over to him and I said, "You know what? You get to pitch tomorrow." And it's like, that's the beauty of the game. It's just like, it happens. Just accept it, move on, and you get to another opportunity right back at it tomorrow. And one of the dads came over today. Thanks for saying that to my son. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, you were being a normal person.
Yeah.
I'm talking about.
I know now that they're.
I'm talking about. If parents are saying
somebody would do something like that though.
Oh yeah.
Like, come on.
Oh yeah.
You telling me in all your years of watching sports, you have not seen a parent do something stupid like that?
But I'm telling you,
say something to another kid on another team.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And the reason
Wow.
reason I don't like it is not even because they're saying something negative. It's because they're doing it to a kid, and they would never do it to an adult. They're doing it to a kid because it's basically
taking advantage, right?
Well, yeah, it's a target that can't fight back. Like, it's a target that, because if they say something back to you, then you can ultimately like narc to like a position of authority, and they're going to lose that argument every time. Or, so there's that. And, I don't know. I've heard a bunch of stories, not with my son necessarily, but like people like, well, I work for the school and like, get the F out of here. Shut the F up. Relax.
That happens today, Fred. We're going after whatever the parent is.
Well, my son's like, oh, please, like, I don't want you to hear anything like that because he knows how, like, there's a possibility I'll snap. Not publicly.
Oh, that'd be great if you did it today. Snap, and I'll take my phone out.
No, I would just be like, if I heard it, I would go up and I would be like, maybe you don't talk to the kids. Like, maybe you can sit down and not talk to the kids. He's like, what are you doing? And I'd be like, I believe I'm in the right.
And then what? Escalate.
Yeah. What are you going to do? All right. We'll be back in just a moment. A cavalcade activity from Red Sox games, which Danny is very big on.
Good times at Fenway.
Yeah. Well,
I can't wait to discuss this team with you, Dan.
Oh, I got a lot on my mind, Johnny.
I defy you to put a positive spin on any of this.
Yes. Nonetheless, we will have that, and there's some schedule release stuff. There's a bunch of stuff going on. We will have that for you in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
When you're thinking about your next haircut, use your head.
Hardy.
No, the ticket's not wrong.
Fred.
You got a bunch of stuff wrong when you talk. So much for this country.
Dutcher and Hardy.
This country's a bunch of buffoons that don't know the rules. You idiot.
The Sports Hub.
Did you catch a game last night?
We are Dutcher and Hardy with Dan Roach today, which is my main man, Dan Roach. And as the summer comes in, Danny will be in a lot. Danny and Ryan Johnston and the gang. I'm working Memorial Day. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
So am I. At night.
I'm working Memorial Day because I've realized that I need days.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I need to accumulate days so I can take the 2 weeks of Christmas, which I've learned is a must do.
Indeed.
Right. So I'm going to take the week of Labor Day, and then I'm going to take 2 weeks of Christmas, which jamming in some stuff, for the baseball travel, that's going to put me up. That puts me up against it because I've already taken basically 2
many do you
weeks.
get?
5.
Wow.
So I need to accumulate some. I've already worked one holiday. This will be my second holiday working. And remember, we took that day for the beginning of the year.
Yep.
We got kind of screwed on the New Year's. Remember, like the second or the third, or whatever. The second was like on a Friday or something. Like it was pointless to come back. Yes. So I have to be very wise with what I'm doing. By the way, what happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life. With Dr. Matthew Lopresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Johnny, what's going down?
Red Sox back in action last night, Fred. They began a 3-game series with Philadelphia at Fenway Park. This was a matchup of the two teams that have already fired their managers. The Sox entered play 7-6 since firing Alex Cora and replacing him with Chad Tracy. The Phillies came in at 10-3 after firing Rob Thompson, trying to get Cora, and then promoting bench coach Don Mattingly. As for the game, Sox once again tried starting reliever Giovanni Moran as an opener in front of Brian Bayo, and he immediately handed the visitors the lead.
That one's hit well out toward right center field. This has got a chance. It's big out there, and it is gone! His 5th consecutive game with a home run! And Kyle Schwarber has just given the Phils a 1-0 lead. The man is unstoppable right now.
Kyle Schwarber's shot into the bullpen gave the Phillies a 1-0 lead after 1 inning. He has a major league leading 17 homers already on this season.
Holy moly.
He's on pace to hit 66 this year after hitting 56 last season.
He's got like 5 in his last 4 games, something like that?
5 in his last 4 games. So after that, Brian Bayo, as expected, did come on for the 2nd inning and immediately made things worse.
Line drive down the right field line, and that's going to be in for an extra base hit, and it skips into the stands. Marshall score, RBI double for Bryson, and it's 2-0 Phillies.
So Bryson starts one hopper into the right field seats, made it 2-0. And on the other side, Zach Wheeler, I don't know if you saw this, Fred, but Zach Wheeler pitched like he had a plane to catch. He needed 16 pitches to get through the first 3 innings.
Yes, I saw that, and I also saw Abreu pimp a home run that didn't leave the park.
That's right. We'll get to that. That was a warning track fly ball.
Something to look forward to, Fred.
Right. He thought it was like 420 feet, and it died on the warning track.
The shame of it is Bayo pitched well.
Well, Bayo did pitch well, but that's the problem with using an opener is that it's great when it works, but and look, the guy
it's with this team too, right?
Right,
and you get down, and they're not going to come back.
Right, yeah, 2 runs. I mean, you give up 2 runs, you should be able to win the game.
Yeah, this offense is atrocious. Wheeler, we mentioned 16 pitches to get through 3 innings. He still had a 60-pitch shutout heading into the bottom of the 7th, but finally the Red Sox got something going. Mickey Gasper and Trevor Story singles put runners on first and second with 2 outs for Ceddanne Rafaela.
Little floater toward right. That's going to drop down for a base hit. Gasper rounding. Going to try and score. Throw to third. Won't get him. And a run is in. This is a 2-1 game.
Dave O'Brien on Nesson. And that bloop single cut the deficit to 2-1. Marcelo Meyer was the next guy up. He hit a bullet, but right at the shortstop to end the threat. And the Sox finally forced Wheeler out of the game in the 8th inning. They had Jaron Duran on third base with 2 outs. And Mickey Gasper, the pride of where? Where did Mickey Gasper go to school, Fred?
Did he go to Rollins?
He went to Bryant University. Mickey,
Oh.
pride of Bryant University, up in a big spot with the tying run on third.
Little floater toward right.
No, that's not right. That's the wrong highlight.
Great stash.
Let's try this one.
The tying run is in third. 2 down. Alvarado with a 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a cutter.
A big strikeout for reliever Jose Alvarado. The Phillies kept the lead. And let's get back to the Abreu shot. That was in the 7th inning. It would have given the Red Sox the lead. I don't know if you are in that big of a slump. Now, Abreu hasn't been bad, but if the offense is as bad as it's been all season and you're not scoring runs, should you not take anything for granted? Even if you think you hit the crap out of the baseball, the last thing you want to do is flip the bat away and start trotting like you've just hit a grand slam.
Well,
that's exactly what he did.
Well, yeah, so he pimped this what he thought was a home run, and then Nesson scrambled, and they said they did StatCast, and it would have been a home run at any other major league ballpark.
Right.
But that's like, what, at that exact location in the park?
Yes. It died right in front of the bullpen wall.
Yeah, but the thing is that there's bigger ballparks. It's just that at that specific coordinate in the stadium, it would have gone out in the other stadiums. All right. I mean, over the course,
would have been 70 rows back at Yankee Stadium.
It was way out of here. When he first
I thought
did it.
I did
it was
too.
Be over the bullpen.
I did too, but it didn't.
I know.
He didn't jump over the wall to catch it. I mean, he caught it on the warning track. It was a
typical like April hit.
But at least he was embarrassed.
Yes.
Like, because he got back to the dugout, and Nesson did a good job of keeping the camera on him, and you could tell he was like muttering, and he was trying to let everyone know like how unfair it was that ball didn't leave, and it's like, nah, you pimped it, and it didn't even really come overly close. I thought he hit it out too, but that also on TV might have been the way he reacted. You know, like
right, it helped.
Yeah, certainly. If someone admires their shot and like tosses the bat, you assume that they hit the crap out of it, and it's way out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that died. You know, it wasn't like a circus catch to keep that thing in the park.
It was a 379-foot fly ball that died in front of the 380 sign on the bullpen.
And that's why I didn't like that. And it was, I guess, sort of interesting that it would have gotten out at any other stadium. But it's like 379 feet. Like, people hit 420-foot home
deep
runs.
Center field.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, so what are we talking about here? It's like, it's that. I think that's more of a stat if someone hits the ball like 405 feet, and then you're like, oh my God, like he killed it.
Like,
and
I know
the
triangle where you just catch it, right? In that little area by the bullpen.
Like the exit velocity I know was very high, and everything else that they keep track of, but still.
It happens all the time at Fenway, right? Until it gets really, really warm. If there's any kind of cold in the air, you hit it to that spot. Ortiz had how many taken away from him? Same type of thing.
Yeah.
So it happens. You're right, Fred. It happens all the time there.
Yeah.
So eventually we went to the bottom of the 9th inning. Sox down 2-1. Masataka Yoshida, who, by the way, hit cleanup for you last night, he had a single to put a runner on. And then after a review, pinch runner Isaiah Kiner Falefa stole second base with 1 out against Phillies closer Johan Duran. Trevor Story walked. That put the tying and winning runs on with 1 out. Ceddanne Rafaela, who had driven in the Sox-only run up until then, struck out, and that left Marcelo Meyer up as the last hope of the evening.
And a 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to second. Stop with it to first. And game 1 of the series goes to the Phillies in a tight one, 2-1.
Phillies win it 2-1. The Red Sox are now 4-10 in their last 14 home games. They've averaged just 2 runs in those 14 games. They're 17-24 overall. Sonny Gray pitches against the Phillies tonight. Now,
well, 2 things about that.
Yes.
That last inning. One is Rafaela swung at a pitch that was above his head on a count. You got to be more disciplined than that. And then Meyer, I was sitting there watching it. I'm like going through my mind, this could be the moment. This could be where this kid like makes an imprint.
Hit a ball hard his last time up.
Becomes a hero or what have you, and he's on his way, right? Finally, he gets going. And it was like, boom, ground ball to second base, and that's back to where they were.
That's where this team has been since the start. Now, you look at yesterday's lineup. They have 3 of the worst hitters in Major League Baseball. Duran, Story, and Durbin. They're running them out there every day. Last night's lineup didn't have Wilson Contreras or Roman Anthony in it either. Contreras needed another day following an off day. He got hit on the hand by a pitch a couple of days ago. There's some real concern about Roman Anthony. He had his right wrist in hand in a brace yesterday before the game, and there was a visual, I don't know if you guys saw this, of him going up to see Bryce Harper. They played together on Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. Duran had to shake Harper's hand lefty, wouldn't move that right hand. And after that, the team announced that he's not doing any baseball activities at the moment. Right now, all Anthony's doing is improving his grip strength so he can hold a bat. He hasn't been taking batting practice.
Whatever, clown.
Oh, so
remember when Michael? Did you see that when Michael Holley said the Red Sox aren't being honest about the injury?
Right.
Huh? And then, Jaron Duran called him a clown, and it's like,
yep.
How does this affect you in any way? Like, we talked to this to Tom Caron, or I believe, and it was like what? Maybe it wasn't Tom Caron, but it was someone that covers the team, and we were like, I was saying, you're not questioning a guy's toughness. You're saying that he's more hurt than the team's letting on, which, if anything, is a compliment to the player because it means he couldn't be playing even if he wanted to. So why would that offend a player?
I don't know. How did Michael say it? Did he say it any different than normal? Just
Michael said,
it's going to be longer?
Why is the team not being honest about Anthony's injury? They're not being honest. He's not coming back right now. Like, it's basically that. That's it. That's legitimately it. I can play it. I got it. I got it right here. Look at that, Fred. Never throw anything away. Tell me, if you covered sports for a long time, tell me if this is at all offensive to a player.
All teams do it, but let's just be honest. All teams lie. They lie about injuries. They just do. Tell me a forthcoming organization in the city when it comes to injuries. They just don't. So when the Red Sox did it, like, why are we doing this? Why are you playing games with us? This is an unnecessary lie. We know you're lying. Stop it. He's day-to-day. No, he's not. And then Chad Tracy doubling down. Oh, this is on the short. He's going to be on the IL in the short hair. No, he's not, Chad. No, he's not. He's not. I'm rooting for Roman Anthony. I was one of those people who said he's ready to take the next step. Last year, in his limited amount of time with the Red Sox, I said he was their best player. I said this. But Mike and Keith, I got to say, this has to be one of the biggest, so far, this has to be one of the biggest flops that we've seen.
I can see the last part, but the injury part, no. Right? I mean, I think Duran's just frustrated. He's personally frustrated, so that's probably why he lashed out.
But he's saying flops in that he's injured. I don't know.
I'm fine with Michael saying all that stuff because it's, as we see and as John just said, and what we're seeing with that wrist, it's going to be a while. It's going to be a lot longer than maybe they hoped or were anxious about. Chad Tracy
This isn't next week either. Yeah. The guy can't grip a bat.
No, he can't swing a bat yet. So it's going to be at least a couple of weeks.
Can't grip a bat. Can't swing a bat. He's not going to be back in 3 or 4 days. I mean, this is 2-3 weeks at least with this wrist. And if you ask any baseball player, the worst injury you can have is to your hand or your wrist,
especially that front hand if you're a lefty.
Yes,
right?
So I mean, this is a thing. Roman Anthony's not coming back anytime soon, and they gave an update on Crochet. He's throwing 120 feet, but we talked to Tim Healy a couple of days ago. He's not going to be back before June.
No, I always go back to Tito, right? Tito used to always say, Roach, you just use common sense when it comes to injuries. When I say that a guy's throwing off flat ground, think about the progression that he has to go through. Yeah, he hasn't been on a mound yet. He has to get on a mound. He has to throw a bullpen. He has to throw a live BP, maybe a rehab start. So figure that whatever that time is, add 4 weeks to it or what have you, all things like that. And the same thing with Anthony. Think about what he did, how he did it, and it's that wrist. And it's something that you can't risk. A young kid can't risk with his swing. You guys know this. Fred, you know this. Your swing is it's everything to that guy. So you're not going to risk that lock of the wrist and just causing it to further aggravation, because if you sprain it again or whatever you did to it, it's just going to go back again. So it's going to be a while before he's able to even get into a cage, swing, and then get his timing down and then get full go again. So you would think about, at least 2, 3, 4 weeks.
I was just saying, right? At least a couple of weeks, if not longer.
It's just everything's gone wrong for them. And it continues to go wrong.
But how did
their numbers are the same as when Cora got fired as they are before he got fired?
Yeah.
They've been exactly the same on offense. They have a lineup that's just not hitting home runs. They're by far the fewest they're going to end up in the season with. It's just all gone wrong for them offensively.
I remember Jimmy Williams. This is going back 20 years. Jimmy Williams, who was a good manager for this team, got fired and got, I think it was 2001, whatever it was, replaced by Joe Kerrigan. And Jimmy Williams famously said on the way out, this team isn't nearly as good as they think they are. And those stats bear it out. I mean, management thought this team was good. They're not good. Injuries or no injuries. They're a mismatched lineup. The pitching it can be as good as it wants, but no major league pitcher is going to hold the opposition under 2 runs a game. And that's what you need to do right now to win.
Well, I mean, they were struggling defensively, and it was obvious Cora wasn't doing enough infield, outfield. That was the big problem.
Right. He wasn't Bobby Valentine teaching the guys.
Right. He wasn't out there with one of the best defensive shortstops in baseball teaching them how to play the position. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
You know.
We're the best friends that can be, my buddy and me.
Now, more of your best morning buddies, Toucher and Hardy, on the Sports Hub.
We are Toucher and Hardy. Dan Roach is in today. NFL schedule is being slowly released before the Thursday big release. And so far, one Patriots game for sure. There's rumors about the first game, but they are not playing, John, sadly for you, in Detroit on Thanksgiving Day.
That's what I wanted. I know that's not what Dan Roach wanted. Danny did not want to. I know Danny did not want to go to Detroit for Thanksgiving.
We could have spent Thanksgiving together, Dan.
Oh, wow.
See?
Was it the hot dog place?
No, I go to a real restaurant.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
No, everyone goes to the Coney Island. Everyone, what's the name of the place, Fred?
American Coney Island.
American Coney Island, which I, by the way, sampled when I was last in Detroit. Fred's like, you have to go, and I believe I stayed at the same hotel that you stayed at in Detroit when you went with your daughter this past weekend. So I walked over, and it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Right? That was a good time.
Detroit's venues are good. Like to watch games. I think Ford Field is a great. I like very comfortable to watch a game in, and I think Comerica Park is a good place to watch a game in too.
And apparently, Little Caesars Arena the best spread in all
Really?
of the NBA, according
It's
to Chris
one place
Forsberg.
I've never been there.
I've
Hockey
only
or
been to,
basketball?
I've only been to hockey and concerts, but
How's it for hockey?
It's good. I mean, it's arenas are arenas. It's not really that.
It's not
big a
the
deal.
Joe.
I only went to Joe Louis Arena for one hockey game in my life, and then for concerts when I was really little. So I don't really know that much about Joe Louis Arena. I wasn't a regular attendee.
All right, so let's get to these NFL leagues.
But the big one is the Patriots are going to play
Right.
the Lions in Munich, Germany
on Week 10. Now, it's not reported by a writer.
Well, no,
It
this
was
is reported by CBS Sports. This. So CBSSports.com
the best.
is reporting that's right, Danny Roach.
WBZ.
CBSSports.com is reporting that the Patriots will play the Lions at 9:30 a.m. in Munich, Germany on Sunday, November 15th.
That's Week 10 of the season. There are a couple others. Cincinnati will play Atlanta and Madrid, Spain, Week 9. The interesting one from yesterday, Week 1, Kansas City will host Denver. And the reason it's interesting, Fred, and we've talked about this a little yesterday, the Chiefs are one of the scheduled home opponents for Seattle next year. And that takes another team off the board. If you take a look at all the schedule leaks for Week 1, 5 of the 9 possibilities for Seattle to host Week 1 are now off the board. The Patriots are one of the 4 teams left. The Patriots, the Chargers, Chicago, and Arizona are now the only 4 possibilities to go to Seattle for that big Thursday opener. And I would think the NFL wouldn't put the Chargers or Arizona in that game. So it comes down to either the Patriots or Chicago for that big game.
Do you
Thursday
think
night.
that the Vrabel thing would have anything to do with them not wanting the Patriots to play in the opening night of the season? Because there is some talk going around
On the road,
football.
no.
Football. Well, it's the only game, and it's the first game, and so the lead up to that game is going to be weeks long. And
There's Mike Coach Vrabel. It's been an interesting offseason.
exactly,
Mike, right?
like
that's all those
and
move
then you
on.
can justify Chicago. It's a bigger market. They have a star quarterback too. They made some noise in the playoffs. You could justify the Chicago pick. Now, obviously, a Super Bowl rematch in Week 1 is ideal, but I'm not making it up. I mean, I'm just repeating what I've read. There's people speculating, like Pro Football Talk, if the Patriots in any way this is going to affect their schedule, because this is all coming out before the schedule release. And it came out like a month ago, so I would imagine they were still working on the schedule a month ago.
Yeah.
So if you're the Patriots, for numerous reasons, I suppose, but the biggest of which is like, oh no, we're playing a night before anyone else, days before most, and we're going to be the only conversation, and it's all going to surround Vrabel and the affair, and that's all that's going to be going on.
Think Kraft to make a phone call? Don't put us on that game.
It's just pretty amazing how much crap this organization, and none of it's like the Kraft stuff's not serious. The Vrabel stuff's not serious. Like, it's obviously they've had their serious stuff, and by comparison, it's nothing. And the Vrabel thing doesn't hurt anyone but himself. It doesn't affect us as fans or anyone else. It's just more humorous that they denied it than anything else. But it is a story. I mean, Jesus, I saw a frantic news release yesterday that someone came up with a picture of the Super Bowl of 2022 and Rossini was hugging Vrabel there. And so, like, now it really is people just searching archives for any photo they have of Mike Vrabel or Diana Rossini. And if they happen to find them touching, putting it out there. But it's not going to stop. And there's a lot of time between now and September for Diana Rossini to start talking. And, it's not an ideal position for the Patriots to be in because it's going to all come back. And if you play the first game, obviously, because if you play that Sunday, now there's been 2 games already played. There's a lot of other teams are opening up. Every other team except for 2 are opening up that day. There's a lot of conversation. It gets it's more of a local story, more if you're consuming that one game. But if it's the NBC Wednesday night season opener, I mean, for 2 weeks, that's the game everyone's going to be talking about. And when you talk about that game nationally, without a doubt, 100%, no matter what happens, you're going to be talking about the Mike Vrabel situation.
If I owned the football team, I would just make a phone call and just say, hey, could you do us a solid and just keep us away from that game? I don't care where you put us the rest of the year.
So you agree, that it's probably better you don't play that game.
Pretty simple, and just go from there.
Now, because, look, Chicago's got Caleb Williams, who in the playoffs looked superhuman. I mean, he made mistakes, but, like, when he made plays, they were, like, superhuman plays. You can justify putting Chicago in that spot. Now, it's not as good as and Chicago would probably be better this year than the Patriots, you would think.
And I saw a thing with the Bears saying that they thought they might play the Patriots on a Monday night game.
No?
In Chicago.
That wouldn't be a bad thing.
So,
not early in the season, but that wouldn't be a bad thing.
The only game I'm afraid of if I'm the Patriots is playing the first game of the season. That's really the only game that I don't want to play.
So
I'm in Dan's camp that if I'm Kraft and I have this pull, I'm saying, can you just not put us in the opening night game?
Sure.
Punish us down the road. Make us go to Munich to play the Lions because that looks like that's a Lions home game in Munich. So,
and remember the last time the Patriots played in Munich or in Germany, it was 2023, that 10-6 game.
That was the end of Bill Belichick,
fired.
as we know it. A couple of things real quick, Fred, before we get to the break. One is Charlie McAvoy suspended for 6 games by the National Hockey League for that slash. He'll miss the first 6 games of next season. And I don't know if you want to let the cat out of the bag, but should you solicit for phone calls at this point?
Thank you. That is a great idea, John. I appreciate that. Hardy's not here. And that means Dan is here, which means it's time to shoot the breeze. What's shooting the breeze? It's simple. There's no rules, man. You just call up. Dan knows. It's like his walking club. It's like a radio walking club. Just a bunch of people getting together.
Keep it clean.
Regardless of gender, sexual preference, race, religion. We're all just vibing. So just call in 617-779-0985. We'll take your phone calls. You like this, Dan. It's like the front porch of a general store in a small town. Everyone's just coming by. Free slurps. Free Slurpees. On 7-Eleven,
That happens every time you order one.
Yes.
It's like you buying the paper and like putting down your nickel and going, what's in the news? What's the good news today?
Well, we have that conversation. Yeah, Fred.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
good.
Some guy's got the Globe out and he's reading it at the counter.
Keep it clean.
And then you bring up the paper and you go, what's the good news
you
today?
You always steer it in another direction.
I just take phone calls.
You act so innocent.
I just take the phone calls.
Yeah. But as soon as I saw this on the rundown, well,
I do it when you're not here, too.
No, you don't. Not often.
Oh, no, quite often. Memorial Day, I might just do an hour shooting the breeze.
Do a whole show on shooting the breeze.
You got Joe in with you that day. You can shoot the breeze
you
for
can
an hour
shoot everything.
Oh, we can do in and out. We can do shooting the breeze.
Oh, yeah. Musings. Yeah, you can do it all.
We'll play music. We'll do everything. All right, so 617-779-0985. People clamor for shooting the breeze. They
What?
love it.
All
But
my
I
friends
need
call. All my friends call.
But I need phone calls. That's what I need. You can ask Dan anything about his habits, his proclivities, anything. Or you could ask John, you can ask me, or you can just have something to say.
Yeah, why not ask Fred questions and John?
Sure, why
Right?
not? 617, well, it doesn't embarrass me. 617-779-0985.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way.
champion Boston Celtics.
All the way 3, and he hits
WBZ-FM and HD Boston 98.5. The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox began a 3-game series with Philadelphia last night and ran into a very familiar face.
That one's hit well up toward right center field. This has got a chance. It's big out there, and it is gone. His 5th consecutive game with a home run. And Kyle Schwarber has just given the Phils a 1-0 lead. The man is unstoppable right now.
That is Phillies TV. Kyle Schwarber's Major League leading 17th homer was part of a 2-1 Sox loss at Fenway Park. Philadelphia starting pitcher Zach Wheeler allowed the 1 run over 7 1/3 innings of work for the win. This 3-game series will continue tonight. In hockey news, the NHL has suspended the Bruins' Charlie McAvoy for the first 6 games of next season. This is in response to his slashing incident with Buffalo's Zach Benson near the end of the Bruins' season-ending playoff loss a couple of weeks ago. Buffalo's still playing and used a Benson power play goal in the 3rd period to win in Montreal last night 3-2. That second-round playoff series even in a game apiece. In San Antonio, Victor Wembanyama, 27 points and 17 rebounds. San Antonio blew out Minnesota 126-97 to take a 3-2 series lead. And the New England Revolution hosts Nashville SC tonight at Gillette Stadium. This is a meeting of the top 2 teams in the MLS's Eastern Conference. Revs are unbeaten at home. We'll have this match at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Rodenizer Home Services. Get your AC ready now. Rodenizer's early season check is just $89. Schedule at rodenizer.com today. Rodenizer Home Services. Nice people, great service since 1928. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
This is what happens when analysts take over the games, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub.
Hey, listen, if you've got to go, we understand, but make sure you bring the Sports Hub app with you so you can hear more of Todger and Hardy.
That's what I want on my tombstone.
I also want to know for the summer breeze.
That's how you enjoy the summer breeze. Danny Roach is in for Hardy today, 617-779-0985.
How many times have you shot the breeze outside of here?
Every day, baby.
Do you?
Oh,
You
yeah.
ever get on a porch or anything like that in Tennessee?
It's all about fellowship.
Striking up a conversation with the nice ladies at the dog park.
Oh, they're so wonderful.
time.
I love them.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I love the judgment that they look me up and down with, that I pose an imminent threat. I enjoy everything.
If I said to you, you had an afternoon free, Fred, right? And you've napped, you're refreshed, and everything else, what would you like to do? Just you.
Devil's threesome. Me, another dude, a
New
lady.
Jersey?
Huh?
Oh.
No. 2 guys and a girl. Me, another guy, and a girl. Devil's threesome.
Danny.
Duke?
That's what I would like to do.
Danny. As much as you joke, Danny, there's no escaping this.
Here we go.
All right.
Bring it on. Let's get this over with. It's like going to the dentist.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Shooting the breeze
Root canal, it's barbaric.
Shooting the breeze is what you should enjoy the most.
I'm sweating. My pits are and everything.
It's just a chance
I
to
just don't
take
like
some
it. It
calls
always
and
turns
just
wrong way.
talk.
Oh, it's great.
What have happened to talking?
Yep. People say, hey, you've been to Disney and that.
This ain't no podcast, Jack. We can take live phone calls. All right? All right. Let's start with Manny. Manny, hello.
Good morning, sir. Hey, first of all, I just want to say that bird noise you play for John, it sounds like it's saying, booty, booty. And
Yeah, that's
question,
true.
my question for Mr. Buddy over there,
Danny Roach.
Dan Roach is his name.
Danny Roach. I'm going crazy right now. Dan, what do you prefer? This is very humane. Do you prefer missionary or doggy? What do you think?
What do you like? The intimacy of looking a woman in the face, or the erotic delights of pounding away from behind?
I like the raw. No, I don't know.
What?
Feel like shooting the breeze?
That's both, Danny.
You just raw dogs.
We didn't ask whether or not you wanted to use a condom. We asked.
Danny has kids. Danny's had his kids. They're having kids of their own.
Eventually.
Oh, they haven't yet. Okay.
Nope, nothing. No announcement yet, Fred.
All right, but both are married.
Hey, Manny, thanks for the call.
There you go. Well, Manny had a good point.
Mhm.
All right. Let's go
Thank
to.
you. We have a bird outside our house, Fred, that does that every morning.
That's fun. Evan,
Hi,
go
John.
ahead. Evan, hello.
Righty, Johnny.
Hey.
Roachy morning.
Hey, Evan, how you doing? What do you got on your mind?
I'm going to keep it a little lighter.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's really for John and Fred. You're talking about that spin-off Mel. I'm a huge 90210 guy. I got a trivia for John or Fred or Roachy if you watched it. Mel and Jackie had a daughter who would be a part of the spin-off. What was her name?
Oh, this is a good one for John, who has an encyclopedic knowledge. So Mel Silver is David Silver's father. He ended up marrying Jenny Garth's mom.
Yes.
And they had a daughter together very late in the series.
Yes, and I remember.
Which was very unrealistic because Jenny Garth's mother would have been very menopausal at the time. So I highly doubt her being able to carry child to full term.
It's interesting you bring this up because this highlighted Kelly's drug problem. She was watching the daughter and then overdosed on pills, and that's how she knew that she had to get some help.
Wow.
Oh, they were living in that beach house at the time. Oh, I know that.
Yes. And Kelly was watching, and
it wasn't that late in the show that they had the kid. I apologize.
No.
Yes, it was out of college, but or maybe they were in out of college. I think
that's right.
All right.
It was. Oh man, what was her name? Oh, this is going to bother me.
It was Melanie after Mel. No, I don't know.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
I think it was Aaron.
All right, what is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
You've stumped him.
Aaron.
Oh, Dan Rose.
Oh, Dan knew.
Wow.
All right, Evan, thank
you looked it up in front of you is what happened.
Yes.
He had his computer. He looked it up.
I stand by my idea of the spin-off series of 90210 that's just called Mel. An hour crime drama of just Mel and his various dental malpractice suits. Man. Just called Mel, and it starts off with him doing nitrous in the office, and he's like, "Oh, this is a good question. I can take this one right now, and I can answer it." Brian, go ahead.
Ready, baby. What's going on?
What's up? Hey.
Hey, I have a question for Dan. Not sure if you've had a chance to take a look at those Michelangelo-esque T-shirts that John has had made for him, where he's just being smothered by a large wrinkled bottom and shows the happy completion. I was wondering what your shirts would look like. Would it just be you standing with a baseball bat swung over the shoulder, the gloves hanging off the end, maybe a little ciggy? Would like to hear about you.
All right, that's an excellent question, Brian. And it's next. We have a listener. We don't know who it is, who has sent us these shirts.
Nothing. I just stopped by to chat. Shoot the breeze.
This is Big Waldick Pillows, and it's a very heavy woman, but she's overjoyed. And Wallach is beyond overjoyed.
That's a great pic of you.
And she's sitting on Wallach's back, and Wallach has got his arms strung over both of her big thighs, and he's as if it's about to go down, or it looks like more like it's about to go down.
I don't think so, Fred. I think that's already happened. Looking at that.
I mean,
that's how I interpret it.
You don't look relaxed. I think you'd be more relaxed if it already happened. But nonetheless, what would your shirt be? And then there's another one. It's very similar, but it's just with him on basketballs. What would your shirt be? It doesn't have to be graphic. It doesn't have to be anything.
No, it's a good. What's that picture of probably a bat and a glove, arm around maybe Mickey Mouse, right, and walking into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Right?
It's last day on Earth. You going to Disney or you going to Cooperstown?
Last day.
This is a good question. I like this question a lot. But Dan, first of all, before he answers, what do you think his answer is going to be?
It can't be. It can't be off the script. It can't be like I want to be with my kids.
No. Those two options. Which one would he choose?
I'm saying Disney.
Me too. I think
if he's honest, Disney.
Yeah, I would say Disney.
Yeah. Yes, because you like Disney more than baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my wife deprived me too. By the way, she said on Sunday, Mother's Day, she said what do we say? We take.
She said, "I'm leaving you."
We take the kids and their spouses, and we pick them up on a Friday. And we drive to Cooperstown, and we go to the Hall of Fame. We play golf at that beautiful golf course at the Otissaga Hotel, and have dinner and everything else. And then we come home, and then the kids couldn't make the dates work, and we're not going.
Oh. You were just gonna go for the day?
No, for the weekend.
Oh.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, your kids like the Cooperstown.
Like the 4-hour drive?
That's fine.
Yeah, he doesn't care about that.
All right.
Because the anticipation.
Long way to go.
Yeah, still, you play baseball songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole way.
Yeah, center field.
Yeah, just play center field on loop. All those baseball songs.
Come on, kids, we're talking Mickey.
It's 3 songs on loop.
No, you have the Red Sox version. They're ways to get away with it.
Man,
Yeah.
I would. That sounds like something they would play like in Iran to get people out of buildings. Like like when they were playing,
like on Homeland,
like playing Metallica, like real loud. Apparently, Ben, go ahead.
Freddie, baby.
Benjamin.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Shout out to Twitch and the YouTube family. We love you all. Fred, if the Descendants were playing a show, let's say an hour outside of Boston, you'd safe to say move heaven and earth to get there, right?
Sure.
I'm going to call a fraud on Dan Roach. I haven't seen him in Worcester.
I haven't been this
so
year.
far this baseball season.
No.
Dr. Charles is crying. Bill Wanless is a mess. I haven't seen you. I think are you a fraud?
No, I will get there.
Yeah, Benjamin's the voice of the Woo Sox,
yeah.
and he says you're missed. Why have you not been in Worcester yet?
Well, we had Babson's softball season just ended this past weekend, so been busy with that.
24 hours
plus
in a day.
Celtics Bruins playoffs.
Well, those
plus
ended quickly.
The Patriots, yeah. So now I have some free time.
All right, so when are you going?
I don't have a date circled, but I'll go.
All right,
Ben, I'll go definitely.
Make sure you say hello. I miss you. The children miss you. I mean, we're all scared without you.
I think you're just fine. You're in good hands with Billy Wanless and Dr. Charles. I had a nice conversation with Dr. Charles not too long ago too. So.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Around at a cocktail party shooting the breeze.
Do you look at the bumps on your genitals? Did you see Dr. Charles? What is this?
Oh.
Is this a herpes sore? All right. Charles, go ahead, my friend.
Fred, this is probably too clean for the show, but I wanted to ask you a question. We're all guilty in this area of thinking that no player would want to play anywhere but here. Nobody would want to be anywhere but here. So I was wondering, when Jack Edwards retired, it was pretty much thought that Dave Gosher would come back here and handle the TV play-by-play. I know you know him. I don't know if you ever spoke to him about it. Are you surprised that he turned it down to stay in Vegas?
I don't know, honestly, it's completely honest. I don't know if he was offered the job. Let's just assume maybe he was. Mm-hmm. I think from everything I hear, he's like incredibly happy in Las Vegas.
I visited him a couple of times in Vegas when the Patriots practiced out there and things like that. And we went to a game, to the Vegas Knights when other people went to see the Sphere and stuff.
Yeah.
He's happy. He's a celebrity. He's a huge celebrity out there. People come up to him during the game saying hi, and him and
Shane
Knighty.
Yeah,
and
the
he loves everything about it. Loves where he lives. Loves the community. Loves golf. Like he loves his life. Loves his life.
Similar to what happened with Orsillo when he went to San Diego. They got happier there probably.
I think the Red Sox job on TV is a little bit more juice than the Bruins job on TV.
Right,
so
right.
maybe that Orsillo, obviously didn't want that, but Gosher, and he's in that dumb band and he's playing music all over the place.
Double Minor, I believe the name of the band is.
He's got some stupid band he insists on, so no. But I think Dave's really enjoying himself in Vegas, honestly.
And by the way, and just to kind of finish this thought off, I think he was offered a chance to discuss it with the team, and he turned that down. He wasn't offered the job, but they called him, and he said thanks, but no thanks.
Shooting the breeze about philosophy, the Italians, my Uncle Eckley.
I just know when he left here, when he lived here, he was in the constant pursuit of like rehabbing his home. Like his home was like apparently a disaster. And then he was he had bought into some sort of money pit, was my understanding, because every time I saw him, and I saw him a lot, he was some complaint about refurbishing his home and things that were wrong in the home. So maybe he just wanted away from that thing.
Yeah, he's got a nice condo or house, whatever, in a nice area of Vegas. Who was out there with him is Jack Williams from WBZ fame, the old anchor.
Jack is out in Vegas?
Yeah.
What's he
doing?
Hey,
Danny, baby. He called me when he was out there.
He's a degenerate gambler.
Come have a little bit of wine with me and Marcy.
Did he go to the Musburger route and just sat himself down at a poker table?
Yep.
You just said,
wow.
I love gambling so much.
How about that?
I'm just going to blow everything out here. Going to run through my 401k as fast as possible. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Rochi mentioned that he likes raw dogging. I'm wondering, when he's on the road without his wife and he's buying a lady of the night, would he pay extra for that privilege? Because I'm pretty sure they make you wrap it up.
That's a girlfriend experience to the hilt. Do you roll the dice, Danny?
No.
Feel like shooting the breeze?
Oh. All right.
I think we got a break.
We have time.
Only 6 more calls.
Dave, go ahead.
Hey, guys. Hey, Fred, I would like your opinion, and maybe Adam, too. This whole Pet Sounds thing by the Beach Boys, I mean, I just find it really boring. And I'm wondering, do you think everyone who claims that's their favorite album really thinks that? Or do you think it's, like, performative? It's like, it was so well-produced, and they're trying to look like a music snob.
Right. Like, I think that if you were alive when it came out and you were, like, in music, that you were probably blown away with the production and, like, all the ways that they did it. But it's not impressive now.
I own the box set that has the breakdowns and all of the tracks, like just the vocal tracks and just the instrumental tracks and, like, demos and all that. And because I do love the album, not in a performative way. Like, personally, it's something that me and my dad share a love for.
Oh, it's one of those weird things that he's got.
But I'll say this: like, I can't even make it through that whole box set. Even that, it's like okay, this is cool to get into for like a couple of songs, but it does get to the point where you're like, okay, this is just too much.
Yeah, I got the album, when the first allowed downloading, and then I was like, okay, it's fine, but I can't make all the way through. It was more the technical stuff that they did that was so impressive at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that he was 23 when he wrote all these songs and, like, wrote all these parts to it. I mean, it's a remarkable album, but I think...
And it also came out of left field, right? Like, they had been this kind of generic, like manufactured, fake surf band. And then all of a sudden they completely changed direction, and it's this, like, opus of technological achievement.
Yeah.
But that came out in, like, I think the mid to late 60s, so I don't it's of no value to me anymore. In fact,
it's shooting the breeze.
My first interview at 99X, I said I've had it with people saying that snobs saying that they like Pet Sounds, and both Leslie and Sean said we love Pet Sounds, and I went, oh no. I thought alternative radio, I was being all punk rock, but they did not appreciate that. Yes.
On your afternoon, you were able to just do anything you wanted to do. What album would you listen to if you had one to choose?
I don't know. I'm old. I don't listen to music. I listen to only music from before I was 30.
Okay.
And a listener sent me an article explaining that that's actually a phenomenon, that there is a reason genetically or whatever with brain development.
Yeah.
That music resonates with you during that, like, span of late teens.
Yeah.
Is when that music's going to mean the most to you.
That's weird. I do the exact same thing.
Yeah. I mean, some of it makes sense because, like, love songs, obviously, when you're 16 or 17, hit extraordinarily harder than they do when you're 50. You've seen and been through a lot when you're 50. Everything seems like it's the end of the world when you're 16 or 17.
And I think siblings have a lot to do with it, too. I was the youngest of 4, so I used to listen to whatever music my brothers and sisters were listening to. You know what I mean?
But it's, like, random, like, what songs make me emotional now, and it's like, embarrassing to even say them. It's like I hadn't heard Malibu by Hole for the first time, and then when I figured out what it was about, I was like, oh, this is beautiful. and then I'm like, but then I hate myself.
Why?
Which is nothing new. I don't know, because I think if someone said that to me, I would be like, oh, you stink. But but I can't help it. That is, but I don't listen to. I'm like everyone else. I don't think a lot of people are consuming new music. In fact, now that you can get anything you want, it's too tough a task. Quite frankly, it's like I can't even think. It's like there's too many options.
I listened to Bruno Mars on my way in this morning.
I was there on Saturday. I wish I would have listened to him more before I went to the concert, since I only knew 2 songs.
2?
I didn't even know he did this thing with another guy.
I know a ton of them.
A third of the show is him with another guy.
Silk Sonic.
something called Silk Sonic. I had no idea even what
That's
that
right.
was.
Smoking Out the Window is their big one.
I didn't even. It was like a whole Temptation situation with like 5 guys with mics.
You don't know Locked Out of Heaven? You don't know Treasure?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Those are his 2 big hits.
No, Uptown Funk is his biggest hit.
Uptown Funk.
And
I
then
played Marry You got me in a good mood and calmed me down at my daughter's wedding.
His last 2 songs that he didn't want to play, and you could tell, were "Marry You" and "Uptown Funk." And then he played a final song, which everyone walked out.
Really?
Because it was just him with the guitar.
Did he drop a grenade for you? I would drop a grenade for you.
It was in a stadium. I didn't know
That's
what the hell
really
was
good,
going
Dan.
on. I didn't know what was
You
going
know
on.
Locked Out of Heaven. You do
How's
know
it
that
go?
song. I can't even begin to do it justice, but it's You Make Me Feel Like I'm
yeah.
out of heaven.
Okay, yeah. So you did it.
Yeah, well,
Yes, I know that song. I'm sorry. I do know that song. I'm not positive. I'm not positive. Oh, he did play that. So I did know 3
See,
songs.
Fred?
I
If I was
apologize.
next to you, we'd
That
be
might have been
singing.
the last 3 songs he played.
yeah,
should have invited me.
I looked at the set list while you guys were talking about this a couple of days ago. He stacks everything for the last 5 songs of the set.
Yes. Well, the Silk Sonic thing.
That was like
people
in the
sat
middle.
down.
That was in the middle, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it's like 6 songs.
Yes.
Like it's not a brief
Right.
part of the
Other
show.
stuff was from his new album or
the
something
first third was from his new album.
I don't like that.
Well, I mean, what do you want the guy to do? I mean, he's playing for 2 hours and 15 minutes. You're going to hear some new stuff. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Thank you for everyone that called in. If I
Die
didn't
with the
get to
Smile's
you,
a good one, too.
If I didn't get to you, I
Lady Gaga.
apologize. We'll talk about Red Sox, and you're delaying it, stupid. We're pandering to you, you moron. And you won't even let us get to it, Danny.
Love you, too.
Bring me a snack today when you come to my son's game. You better come.
What do you want?
I'm telling Margraf you're coming.
Whoopie pie?
Ooh, there you go.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
I like the raw.
Boom. Do we all just take acid? It's unbelievable.
Like you, Fred, I'm not worried.
Since that time, there have been some positive trends. Certainly, we're still not winning as many games as we would have liked, but I think the pitching has stabilized a bit. We've gotten on base a little bit more, had some more run-scoring opportunities. Still kind of waiting for that big hit that opens the floodgates, but I think trending in the right direction.
Yeah, everything's trending great. We are Toucher and Hardy. Danny Roach is in for Hardy today. Our friend Tima, who emails all the time, I'll start this with this. Can you please pick apart this trade rumor, the Felger's Mike Trout rumor? Can you please pick apart this trade rumor since you have Dan and Baseball Wallach on today? It makes zero sense as to why the Red Sox would trade anyone for an old, very often injured player. I know they need a right-handed bat in the lineup, but this would be an awful, awful trade. So, Tima,
do you want the audio real quick, Fred? It's like
sure.
30 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me play for you real quick. If my thing would play. There we go.
Baseball sources inform me that this is coming. It's just my phone and a Fakakta Brown check mark, and I use the term lightly.
Appropriation.
Source. It's really not. It's just someone who heard something. Don't be surprised if we end up with Mike Trout. Great source. He's 100 years old, but they think he's a better leader than Bregman and will hit a bunch of home runs at Fenway Park. And LA likes Duran and Bayo.
All right, so Tima, I would hate to disagree with you, but I love this trade, and it's for a simple reason. You don't need Duran at all. He's someone that you have too many people in the outfield as it is that could be playing every day when Anthony gets healthy and whatever. You're not winning anything anyway. Bring a star in. I mean, if you were lucky enough that the Angels were playing the Red Sox early in the year and you could actually see Trout, I would go to every game of the series to see Trout and Ohtani. I went to 3 games. I'd go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to see those guys. My opinion is Duran's not a part of your future, I would imagine. He's not very good this year. Bayo is a decent on a good team. What do you think? He's a 5th starter, a 4th starter on a good team?
He's a 4th starter on this team.
Yeah, right.
And
exactly.
he's not even starting at the moment.
Right, and he needs an opener, and they're experimenting. But so my point is a 4th. Yeah, that's right. He's a 4th starter on this team. He went off and got 2 pitchers to pitch ahead of him. So if you can get rid of Bayo and Duran, who you don't really need anyway, and you can bring in a star just for this season for something to look at, I'm dead serious.
What about the 4 more after this one?
Who cares? What does it have to do with anything? You're not getting rid of anything that you need.
But you're spending $150 million.
I mean, is that going to...
You could use that money elsewhere.
I think
it's a
hard
panic
time
move.
I have a hard time giving up a young pitcher who still has the opportunity to be good for a guy who's going to be 35 before the end of the season. Regardless,
it doesn't make sense in a baseball sense at all. But it does. But sometimes, look,
will it spit shine a bad season and make this team watchable? Sure.
I'm telling you,
Trout's going to play left.
I'm telling you that the older I get and the more I've been fans of bad teams, the more I'm thinking that it's not always about tomorrow. And that's the same thing with like the Giannis trade for Jaylen Brown, is that it might not make sense, and I'm not arguing that it does. But the notion of never breaking up Brown and Tatum, the older I get, the more I realize that that's usually how I would feel about things, and I was always wrong. Like, we got to, but every year that goes by that they don't win is an opportunity gone. Right, and it's just another year into it that you haven't done anything, and maybe if you can switch things up and even just steal a championship, that's a championship. This Trout thing's completely different. But let's think of it this way: if you keep Bayo and Duran, how dramatically does that affect your future? Okay, like Duran, you probably get rid of in the trade deadline, or he's not on your team in 2 years, I'd imagine. He'd be 31, 32 years old.
Yes.
I mean, Duran's not very good.
Here's the problem. But there's just real quick, there's
yes.
one thing. The problem is, in this situation, Duran has not only been good, he's been excellent. He was excellent 2 seasons ago.
Right.
And you know he has that in him. Bayo was pretty good at the beginning of last season, and he's a young pitcher. Now, it makes it easier because you have Connolly Early and Peyton Tolley. They're two young pitchers. They're pretty much the future of your rotation. Bayo seems like the odd man out, but I really hate giving up on young, cheap pitching. I really do.
You're giving up two players that you can afford to give up, and at least things are watchable this year. You've made something watchable.
Yes,
but I would take that, Fred, and say if you
redundancies is what the word I keep trying to put up. I'm sorry to interrupt. Redundancies, like you have redundancies at those two positions. Wouldn't it? What's the bad thing about having a major superstar in town that you at least can watch instead of letting this thing run out with visiting fans in the stands and people just coming to see Fenway Park? At least if you're not making the playoffs, have a superstar.
But
on
the downside is it kind of goes with Giannis to me. The same type of thing is that they're on the backside and they get hurt. Right, Giannis has gotten hurt the last couple of years.
Trout is not a baseball move,
but Trout has gotten
I'm
hurt.
not justifying
No, but I'm saying
it
that,
as
Fred,
a baseball.
Wait a second. So if you just take Bayo and Duran, and went around the league and shopped them as a package, don't you think you could do better than Mike Trout?
I don't know.
Give me a younger bat. Someone like that, that's more promising to go with this group, or give me a veteran bat, another different.
Well, it would be
bat.
a veteran bat because I'm not trading a good young player for Bayo and Duran. Duran's not young, and I'm not giving up.
Then go get a different veteran bat. Like the problem I have with this team right now is this is a panic move. That's what it is. And I get it to see a superstar play, but that's not what you're trying to do as an organization. You're trying to.
But why not?
Because this is Moneyball 2 is what we're witnessing right here in front of us.
So you're saying that it's too cheap.
So the reason why Alex Cora was fired is because he didn't get along with Breslow and as far as what Breslow wanted in the lineup and how they went about their business and how they got players. Alex wanted guys that could play on the major league level and perform. That's why he'd take a Romy Gonzalez over another guy that's inconsistent and can't do what he does. That's all he wanted to get when it comes to winning. And I think what we're seeing now is they're fascinated by this driveline technology and the methodology, and it's driving everyone in the organization right now. They got rid of all the coaches that were, Trevor Story talks about Pete Fatsi and what he meant to him and how he got him going. Alex Bregman said the same thing last year.
We've talked about this off the air.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Like, at what point, if they're not hitting, do they move off this whole thing?
I don't think they do. I think Breslow's going to die on the sword on this one.
Okay, but what's strange about that is that he played the game at the highest level, and he realizes there's a human element to it. Like, all this data and all this stuff is valuable, and I know all about it. I know all about how they measure things. I mean, you don't even need scouts at games anymore. You just have a kid throw a bullpen.
And who's fascinated by that, Fred?
I understand.
Your owner.
I understand that, but there is a point where you have to have humans doing it. And there's other factors that go into a human being performing other than numbers that spin rate, which is all very valuable. It helps you predict the future of a player.
You're preaching. I understand.
But at a major league level, this all seems like developmental stuff or scouting stuff. Like, that all seems like really good information to get when you have a sea of prospects.
As a total package, right? Of what you're doing, who you trade, who you don't trade, who you go after, who you don't go after.
But when there's this like never-ending pool of talent and you have to whittle it down to a reasonable amount, this is all good technology to have.
And what's the bottom line of Moneyball? Did they win?
But Dan, it also helps if you can't look at raw statistics and you say, well, this guy's hitting 210. But then, if you go and you dive into the deeper numbers, you can realize that he was robbed and he's hitting the ball hard. All those things or if a pitcher is struggling, you go, we can probably fix him because his spin rate is this and his velocity is this and his ball moves this many inches. And believe me, I know all about that stuff. But the problem is that that you're so buttoned up that everything is down and it's all so scientific. It's not, and it doesn't work. Then you have to go, okay, well, it's not as simple as this.
Exactly. And that's what's going on. And the people that they've relied on for years to give valuable information about players in the major league level, minor league level, I don't think they're listening to right now. I don't think they're listening to anybody, and they're going by this driveline methodology, and that's what they base their numbers on. To me, Fred, again, go back and look in under the John Henry, Warner, Lucchino, Sam Kennedy ownership, right? Take the 4 World Series teams. What did those 4 World Series teams have?
Well, they had swagger.
They had stars.
And they had stars. Well, I told you the Sparky Anderson thing. They said to Sparky Anderson, like, how did you handle da-da-da-da-da? And he goes, I'd get bench Morgan and Rosen, and I would sit them down, and I'd talk to them because ultimately over 162 games, it's the stars that win you. The stars that win games. And that's, yes, it's stars. Of course, and what makes a star, Dan? It's a lot more than than athletic ability. There's a million great athletes that suck. It's a swagger and an attitude, and there's a lot of personality into it. There's a lot of the first World Series team here, that whole camaraderie, and then you see the chicken and beer team when there's no camaraderie. When there's, these guys got to be together. There is something to that, and again, a huge pool of talent that you're trying to narrow down into like a manageable amount. I understand using all that stuff. And I also understand when you're scouting, maybe even at the major league level, instead of going over every single at-bat the guy has, even though they have the manpower to do that, you're basing things on how hard they hit the ball and things like that. And with pitching, the movement the guy has, and these things can all be measured. But there becomes a time where you have to perform. And if you go years and years, or a year, 2 years of not performing, then you have to rethink the way you're doing business. Because if everything tells you Roman Anthony's going to hit 320 with 30 home runs and 110 RBI, and then he hits 210 with 15 home runs and 65 RBI, you have to go, oh, okay. And now maybe you stick with him.
Now, when did Roman Anthony shine, right? When what was around him?
Yes, stars.
Right?
Right.
In the WBC.
Right.
He looked like, wow, we're getting this guy? This guy drives the ball. Mm-hmm. That's where you use your stats to say he hits the ball 110 miles per hour off the bat or whatever. But he had stars around him. But again, I would have done day one of free agency, Fred, and I've said this before, I would have re-signed Bregman and I would have signed Pete Alonso. And then you would sell tickets. You would sell advertising. The buzz would be around this team that
I'd rather have Trout than Pete Alonso.
I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying if you had done that, you'd have had a chance here going forward with the buzz and everybody else. And everybody would be like, wow, I'm going to buy tickets this year. And would it work? I don't know. But you have to have some stars on your team in order to perform.
I'd like
to help
Mike
the
Trout.
young guys.
Make me go to 5 more games this year if they have Mike Trout. My son would actually want to go. RJ, go ahead.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. I'm on a weird part of the Cape. But, so, Fred, I completely agree with you. I said last year when the whole Devers thing was going on that we should have just traded Devers for Trout straight up. I think it's crazy that I'm hearing you guys talk about money and we can spend it elsewhere. What are you talking about? Spending it on Liverpool's midfielder? Like what are we talking about? We don't spend money on anything here. It's a complete joke. I won't even drop a nickel outside of Fenway Park because Henry will pick it up and spend it on Liverpool. So, I think the Trout thing would be perfect. This team, the human element of things, Moneyball real quick. Moneyball is a joke. Moneyball is built for teams that are poor to win a marathon. Well, guess what? The playoffs turn into a sprint, okay? And no Moneyball teams ever won in the playoffs. Get Mike Trout, get a leader in the locker room, get things going again, okay? That's what we need, all right? I don't want to hear about Moneyball this, Moneyball. No. Get the guy that used to be a top 3 player in the league, the best player in the league, have him be the leader of our clubhouse, and let's see what happens.
I would love to have Trout.
I don't.
All right, look, we have to break. We can come back and you can finish your point. No concern for the clock. Here are the headlines.
Sport.
Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Savvy baseball move of all time, in my opinion, just selfishly. If you brought Trout in, it's a reason to go. And that's nice. You get an actual star, and an aging star, I understand, and a very injury-prone star, and a star that's better stays there behind them. But at least it'd be cool to see Mike Trout every day. But what are you going to do? I mean, and again, I'm repeating myself, but the older I get, look, I'm going to bring it up. It's going to piss people off. But it's like the Jets. Like a guy came up to me yesterday. He's like, the Jets got an A in the draft. And I'm like, I'm sick of the Jets getting A's in the draft. It's enough and now they have 3 picks next year. They had 3 picks that they hit on many years. They got Wilson, Sauce Gardner, and Jermaine Johnson in the draft. They're all 2 of those guys are stars. And now, what did they do? They lost.
Yeah,
they lost with them. They lose without them. It's sometimes you got to make a bold move, and sometimes you just got to be entertained. I'm starting to realize that how many seasons do I have left? And
man.
There's a certain.
We're there. All right.
I think it's not a depressing thing. It's a healthy thing. It's just like, sometimes you just got to be bold. Not win now so much as, it is entertainment. And at a certain point, if without damaging your organization, if you can bring in someone and they can create a little bit of excitement around the team as a fan, is that the worst thing in the world? Like, is getting rid of Duran and Bayo going to destroy your franchise going into the future? I would argue it's not. There's redundancies at those positions.
Is Trout a leader? Is he?
I would think so.
He's played with a bunch of guys. He's played with bad teams for a long time. And I've never – one thing that we've harped on about Trout is he could be a superstar media mogul, but he's cardboard.
Yeah, but is that a bad thing in a clubhouse to have a humble guy that's not looking for the spotlight?
But I don't know about his leadership abilities at all. I would assume
Anaheim
he's getting
a negative.
Better because of his leadership.
Well, he's certainly not a diva.
No, true. But is he the leader this clubhouse needs after losing Alex Bregman? I don't think it's the same thing.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, he's better than Bregman.
I'm not saying I'm better. We're just talking leadership ability.
I don't think that's fair. I don't know. You can judge. I mean, the Red Sox weren't very good with Bregman last year.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were great.
No, they were a playoff team.
Yeah, but they weren't he didn't will them to a championship.
And all we heard in spring training was how much these guys missed Bregman.
All I'm saying is that it's a little unfair to go, well, he's no Bregman. How the hell would we know? I mean, he's not. All the things you just put as negatives, I would look at the positives. He doesn't crave the spotlight. He's been very humble. I mean, one guy can't make a team win. If you're just looking for a guy to come in and certainly not going to be a negative to the culture.
I'm not discounting that. We just don't know. You had a known, but now you can bring in an
but
unknown.
He's gone, and so you could bring in. I don't think he's damaging the clubhouse. Let's put it that way. I don't think Trout comes in and screws everything up. In fact, you get rid of Duran, and all I know about Duran is he's always complaining. So maybe that's something.
Look, you can trade Duran all you want. He's super awkward in left field. I mean, really, you would figure an outfielder that plays center field could play the corner outfield positions. He really struggles when he's out there in left field. And, he's got all the personality things that have popped up over the last, 2 years. I mean, he's fought through a lot, but he's also had trouble with some things too, and he's hitting under 200. So I have no trouble with losing him. It's the Bayo
29. He opens things up for you, and then. But is really Bayo the future of this team? I don't think so. So, but whatever. It's just it would be fun. That's all.
I like Duran. I think if the team's going in the right direction, he's going in the right direction.
Well, shouldn't he get the team to go in the right direction?
He's trying.
He's playing every day. He's
leading off. He was hitting third earlier this season. He's like part of the thing they based this season on.
Yeah, if not him, whom? Like you can say Meyer is a kid, but Duran's no kid. No. I mean,
Duran's 30. He's been really great. They depended upon him to be great, and he's not.
This is his prime. This would be the time to be doing it.
Right. Well,
I don't dislike him. In fact, I just was using a comparison of someone who's very quiet in Trout to someone who's not in Duran. I don't have any problem with Duran. It just was an example of Trout. I don't hear him complaining a lot, and Duran complains. So if you that into, culture and everything, I mean, Trout doesn't seem to be. Trout has plenty to complain about, and he doesn't complain. So there's that.
I'll give you that.
No, I got nothing against Jarren Duran. I think if I was the team, I would be like, just don't listen to what people are saying in the park. This is your place of work. Like, just focus on business. Yes. But that's the only criticism I would give of him is just don't listen to what people in the stands are saying. Focus. You're a professional athlete. We need you. Like, you got to block that stuff out. If you listen to it, it's going to distract you, and all it's going to do is bother you. There's no positives that can come of that. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
remains out of the lineup with a sore hand and wrist. Craig Breslow said yesterday, however, he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I don't think there's a ton of concern that this is going to have long-term implications. All of the imaging and the evaluations were encouraging, but until he can swing a bat comfortably, it's impossible to put a timetable. He's making progress every day, and we're obviously hopeful that we can get him back as quick as possible because he can change the lineup.
Anthony still can't hold a bat, but it's something the team hopes will happen soon. The Bruins season is over, but Charlie McAvoy's suspension is yet to begin. He'll miss the first 6 games of next year as a punishment for slashing Buffalo's Zach Benson with about 90 seconds left in the team's final game of the season almost 2 weeks ago. Benson was busy last night in Montreal. He scored the game-winning goal for Buffalo in the third period of a 3-2 win over the Canadiens at best of 7 even at 2 games apiece. In San Antonio last night, Victor Wembanyama not only played for the Spurs, he had a double-double in the first half. He had 27 points and 17 rebounds. San Antonio beat Minnesota 126-97. They lead that playoff series 3-2. And unbeaten in their last 7 matches, the New England Revolution host Nashville SC tonight. We'll have the kickoff at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured, not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Deep 3, violent 2-hand slam. Wow.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
IYKYK, which obviously YD. Okay?
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Sit down with the two of you.
Wouldn't it be amazing?
That'd be awesome.
I mean, you would have to.
That'd be great.
I would.
It would last more than 4 hours.
Seriously, we'd start with Arsenio Hall and Guy performing. It'd be great.
He just did one podcast where they just brought out his synthesizer and he just started doing all the MJ tunes and everything, and I was just like enraptured.
If I could have Teddy Riley in and you too, I would have him in. I would just go. I'd bring us out of break, and I would just sit back and I would watch the magic.
It would be totally Chris Farley show. Where do you remember that time you worked with Michael Jackson? That was awesome.
So Jonathan is I felt bad because Hardy's not here and Chris Forsberg from NBC Sports Boston is here, and they usually talk about golf. I tried to bring Roach into the conversation. He didn't do such a good job.
No, he did okay.
But then you know what I'm saying, Chris. And then John popped in
really, Fred,
to save the day. If you didn't, John, you like to travel, Dan. You like to do things with your family. John does too. John, for spring break, took his kids to his in-laws' house in suburban Philadelphia. And if that wasn't enough, he's like, guess what, gang? We're going back. This weekend, he's taking Friday off because he's going to the PGA Championship, which happens to be
is the whole family going?
No, just my wife and I.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so he's ditching the children.
We get a weekend. Yes.
Wow.
They're staying at their in-laws' house?
Yes.
How far is that from the golf course?
15 minutes.
How do you pronounce it? Aroniminic?
Aronimic.
So you'll get there early. Your wife enjoys this. She likes walking around the golf course.
She was the one who was pushing for it. I believe we have grounds passes, I've been told, for round number 2
what a
on
great
Friday.
wife.
We're going to walk around, check out. Apparently, there are 3 great tee times on the 10th tee. Friday morning, 8, 8, 11, and 8:22.
Yeah.
Rory's in there. Bryson DeChambeau's in there.
At 8:40, it's Rory, Spieth, and Rahm. At 8:29, it's Schauffele, Koepka, and Hatton. And at 8:18, it's DeChambeau, Ludwig Oberg, who I like in this tournament, and Ricky Fowler.
Yeah.
You question Roach's golf knowledge, and he had the tee times ready to go.
No, Roach lives in a constant state of distraction just to keep him from his own dark thoughts. He's very into anything that's happened.
What?
Fred's been after that to try and find those dark thoughts for 50 years now.
I didn't even know that computer turned
my
on.
Dead dad one time too, Chris. You know.
What I did? What?
I said I had to go have a catch with my dead dad. Remember that.
I said if you just want to find the tombstone and throw the ball against it.
Is that nice?
I thought it was nice.
Oh, the pouring rain, me crying.
Not to desecrate it. Not to desecrate anything. Just to go, hey, Dad. How about one last catch?
Catch it, Dad.
All right, settle down. It's your father you're talking about. All right. So Chris Forsberg, very controversial. We'll save you. We did it 40 minutes on it the last time.
Oh my God! Please, like, honest to God, in almost 20 years of doing this, I have never received so much hate. It was validating because I realized I make so much sense so often.
I liked his starting five. I don't know what your deal was.
All right. So what Chris is referring to is in Game 7, the Missoula trotting out 5 guys that never played together all season, and 3 of them being very fringe NBA players, and it didn't work. And so Chris's point, which I know very well, I lost a lot. I've never lost so many followers on Instagram for whatever reason. Your words. Like, for some reason, I looked at my Instagram, and it was like that. When we put that video up, I lost, like, way more followers than I gained.
Wow.
And, yeah, it's just odd because it got a lot of traction, and I don't know why it pissed people off. I didn't say it. But
that's it. I'm following Fred.
Right, exactly. I mean, I've never seen a spike down like that. I swear to God. And I'm a rather divisive person.
Let that be a lesson.
And so Chris said, like, I like that idea, and we granted him that. We're like, sure, like, there's ideas that you like, and you could be wrong. But it didn't work. And then Chris just wouldn't budge off it not working.
I probably dug in a little bit too much.
Yeah.
I had not gone back and watched it at that point, and then I went back and watched it. It's like, all right, maybe I shouldn't dig in quite as much.
And then he would go like, well, that's easy in hindsight. And you go, yes, in hindsight, it didn't work. and then he would go, that's what we're saying. No one's faulting you on believing that it might have been a good shakeup, because who knows? If it works, it works.
And I think you said, he was like, it was, it worked. And you were like, no, they were down 35 to 18.
And then he goes,
still, they came back.
Well, they came back, and it's like, that's not the point. When they left the floor, it had not worked. But
my bigger point was, like, I felt like I would be a hypocrite if I liked it before I saw what happened and then would walk it.
That's not a hypocrite. A hypocrite would be saying, I never believed that. Or a hypocrite would go, you're an idiot for thinking that was a good idea.
Fair.
Calling someone else an idiot for thinking that was a good idea would make you a hypocrite. Saying I thought it was a good idea and then going, well, it didn't work, just is stating fact, which is not would not make you look bad. Believe me.
But the best comments were, most people said, I can never take anything you say about the Celtics seriously again, based on this one transgression.
I wouldn't.
There was a lot of the.
Oh, you got that?
A lot of the. Yeah, I mean, look, I usually when you have a bad take, it's just. I thought most people would just be like, okay, Forsberg had a bad day. Didn't happen.
No, people were pissed about the loss. That's all.
Did we ever find out if that guy drove off the road or not?
I'm guessing no. I didn't hear anything. Hopefully he did not. All right. So I wanted to bring you back. It was a scorching segment. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
You're digging in.
I'll try to do the same with whatever we got today.
No, you don't have to perform.
You've already touched the sun, sir. It's time to step back.
The thing that made that special was your honest digging in. You were not doing it for show. You were becoming very, very dug in.
Just bring up the Spirit Airlines story. That'll get him to dig in a whole.
We wanted to ask. I forgot to ask him about that the last time he was here.
That's right. That
is true.
Spirit Airlines is stopped running, and it's not just that they stopped running. It's just that they said we're done.
Gone completely.
It's done.
Yeah. So no vouchers, no plane trips anywhere else.
No, like we end now.
But think about this. Is actually crazy. I hadn't thought about this part of it. So again, they one of their hubs or one of their most traveled locations is Myrtle Beach, where my mother lives. And that was Coastal Carolina's like graduating weekend. And all these people flew in and then did not have flights to get back out. And now you can scramble and try to find, but I mean, there's also very limited airlines going out of Myrtle. So people couldn't even get back to their preferred destination. And I guess it caused a whole bunch of chaos. I mean, I was more like, I'm not heading back down there. And the dirty little secret is that we've become breeze people in the last.
Ooh, yeah, maybe you're partially responsible.
But you know what? That blood is on my hands, and I do feel bad. Spirit, I will always have the memories. My children, when my kids were little, I mean, not even little, like now, when the plane flies over the house and you see that big yellow bird in the sky, it's Spirit, Spirit.
Dad, there's Spirit.
And all the waste drops out of it onto your head.
Right on your house.
Now,
but does anything speak Spirit Airlines more than screwing over their customers. Like
one last time.
One last time.
It's a walk-off. It's great.
Like, I don't think the government would let Delta just shut down. Like, I really think that the FAA would step in and they'd be like, you have to gradually, stop, cease flights. Like, you're causing like a great deal of economic concern. Now, Spirit didn't have to worry about that because tables they can find someone to bus. They can just, move people around at the Applebee's. But, I don't think a lot of brain surgeons were missing work because Spirit Airlines was not in the air.
The most disappointing thing is, so I sent my poor mother, we hadn't booked some of our summer dates. And I think I've told you this before, where if you go to the airport, you can, you get a little bit cheaper. They save you some of the taxes. So she went to book our trip down for our family in August. She showed up in the middle of this chaos where everyone's now in line at Breeze trying to rebook their flights, and so what should have been a 5-minute process turned into we should have just booked online. She said, but they would
have saved wouldn't have saved the $20.
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
it helped. It wasn't my time I wasted. I felt bad though. She said that they were taking apart the Spirit counters and taking down all the signage and stuff like that. And I was like, "Did you get me anything?"
Yeah,
because I really would like,
you
want
a
little Spirit check-in sign for the basement would have been amazing.
Yeah, this is awesome.
I've been on Facebook Marketplace all week trying to find something.
Well, you could find an old hepatitis-ridden seat. You could do anything you want.
I will miss. Did you ever? They had what was called the big front seat, and it was literally just like they would put 2 recliners in there.
Yes,
yeah.
It was an experience, man.
It was almost like a private jet. Oh, I know Spirit. I know Spirit because my son, when he was very little, left his backpack by a gate with like whatever was his security thing at the time.
Oh, that's gone.
And I went to the Spirit Airlines by baggage claim, and there was a woman eating dinner, and the door was locked, and I knocked, and she just looked at me and just went back to eating dinner. So I just sit there and wait for her to finish dinner.
I mean, it's her time.
It really is. I mean, who can argue with that? I mean, and why not have just one employee who's on their dinner break at 6:00 in the evening?
But literally, I will look back. My fondest memory of Spirit will be that you could legitimately get $9 flights. There was something called the $9 Fare Club, and probably once a year it would stay at the $9 if you got in early enough. We had one flight that was then delayed. I know they actually ran on time most of the time,
except when you look it up.
No, I'm telling you, like if I'm gonna have to dig in on something else. One, the planes never crashed.
We've done this. We've done that, I believe, but we've done the exercise with the delays.
Yeah, I don't trust those numbers. All I know is from this neck of the woods.
When faced with reality,
exactly.
Much like
he doesn't trust the number.
Much like starting lineups,
and you, a journalist,
there are a few things I know.
Exactly. What a way to.
Right. Spirit's a lot like Baylor Shireman.
The journalists that can't deal with fact.
No, the metrics are different.
Right.
One of the rare times we got delayed, they then had to give us a credit for the flight. So we paid probably like $40 for the flight. And then they had to give us $200 per person. We flew for like 3 years without paying a single cent to Spirit. And now, if anyone's wondering why they went out of business, it was for shenanigans like that.
Well, when AirTran, which is no longer an airline, was really pushing Atlanta, they gave the people at 99X free first-class seats wherever they flew.
Ooh.
So in first class in AirTran was no, incredible.
It was like
experience.
a regular seat.
Yeah, it was just in the front of the plane.
Okay.
It really was, I believe, just the seats. Maybe it was just 2, but whatever. It wasn't no special service. But you were at the front of the plane, and that's why I got married in Grand Bahama Island, because they were the only airline that flew regularly to Grand Bahama Island. And then South African Air, which John knows this story, when I just started at 99X, South African Airways was having a flight to South Africa, a nonstop flight to South Africa they wanted to promote. And they said, "Hey, Fred, do you want to go to South Africa?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, and I'm like, "But what's the deal?" And they're like, "You'll fly there." And then I'm like, "Okay, so what do I do?" And they're like, "Well, you turn around and come back." I'm like, "Oh." So I fly like 16 hours to South Africa, touch a chair, sit for an hour in the airport, and fly 16 hours back. Where do I sign up?
Did you get paid for those 2 days?
I didn't do it. Are you out of your mind?
Missed opportunity.
How much would it cost for you to go to South Africa, stay at the airport, and turn around and fly back? How much would they have to pay you?
I would do anything my employer asked, but if it was a side quest,
this guy went to Abu Dhabi last year.
Yeah, I was going to say,
stayed there.
Yeah, that's true. He did.
And then
stay
he
there.
was also brainwashed by the government. You can't say anything bad about Abu Dhabi.
How much signage was put on the floor that next season?
There was
a lot of signage.
But seriously, how much would it cost for you to do that?
Again, I like if I had the time, if I had some like work to do on that plane, you could convince me for a couple hundred.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Couple $100 for a 16-hour flight
I'm a
each
simple
way.
man.
32 hours in the air.
That does.
I'm thinking like,
that's 2 days. 2 days of your life is worth $200.
Add about 3 zeros to that. Are you out of your mind?
What's the golf situation down there?
You can't
You
leave the
can't get
airport.
off the plane.
You can, whoa! But like that would be part of my agreement. Like I'll
No,
be like,
but that's not what was offered.
You can play Tiger Woods golf video on the game, on the plane.
no. Yeah, what's the Wi-Fi situation on the plane?
At the time, probably they didn't have it, but now, sure, you have Wi-Fi.
Intriguing.
So it's how much does it cost for you to sacrifice 32 hours of your life? 2 days of your life.
I'm a simple man.
Yeah, $200.
Roshi, what's your number?
Oh, for that?
Yeah.
Like $10,000.
Easily
You guys are
10
crazy.
grand.
Well, first off, no one's paying you $10,000 to do that.
Exactly.
And
So sorry,
and if
I'm
someone,
not going.
And if someone walked in with like $1,000, you'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
No.
No.
I'm good.
No.
Oh, you guys are in a different.
No.
You're
No.
alone with your thoughts too for 32 hours. Plus, tack on the time. I'm sure the flight didn't leave right after the
That's
other
the
one.
real
Then
danger.
when you get home,
being alone.
Well, how about this one?
For
If Breeze Airways came to me and said, "Look, we have a direct flight to, let's say it's South Africa. It's not going to exist, but like if you will do this, we will then allow you to fly anywhere you want for the remain.
So
for
you're
a year's
adding
span.
things.
Yeah, that is true. I asked a monetary amount.
Yes.
Like if Delta gave you
Well,
a
I'm
black
just-
card to fly for
Right.
life for free, of
I wouldn't
course
even
I
need
would
for
do
life.
it.
I would just need like 5 years, a year.
Yeah, what's that valued at?
That's a lot of money, right?
Yeah, it's not $200.
Well, I mean, but
You're
how
asking
much?
for a lot
saying?
more.
I mean, you got.
I don't know if it's 10.
Traveling's not just about getting there. You have to pay for hotels and food. I mean, it's a lifetime thing would pay for itself. A year puts a lot of pressure on you to spend a tremendous amount of money in a very short amount of time because you'd feel obligated to go to like Australia.
I know,
then,
right?
And then you're like, wow, free flights, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But then you get to Australia and you're like, well, to justify this trip, I need to spend 2 weeks here. And, now you've got you and your family, and it's 2 weeks of hotels and everything else.
Not leaving any PTO on the table. We're going places, people. Pack your stuff. We're going.
That's right. All right, look, there are rumors flying around this Celtics team.
Ooh.
There are many questions to be answered, and we will get with that immediately following this break.
Toucher and Hardy.
No.
On the Sports Hub.
I love you, right?
Well,
and then like you like
Shuffle
Albie Brown.
Damn.
Albie Brown, a headliner during the My Prerogative period.
See, I used to see Bobby Brown all the time during his post My Prerogative period where he was hanging out at the Palm.
Now, there was a reason LB Shore was first. His set was short. There weren't a lot of songs involved. Leverett was much longer.
Nothing about him screamed charisma. All right, so Chris Forsberg, Jaylen Brown, he went to Twitch after the day after the championship, the day after the first round loss to Philadelphia, and he had a lot to say, including this was his favorite season.
Did that make you mad?
No, but I think I don't think it's outrageous or sports talky, hot takey to go, wow, Tatum wasn't around.
Yeah.
You know, like that's not a crazy leap considering, again, that's a fact. That might not be what he was specifically referring to, but I mean, that's not a gigantic leap to say that. But what did you make? But more than that, it was, this was your look, it's a healthy way to live. Like that's probably even good for an athlete to when a season's over, like not stew and like just prepare for the next season and kind of put that in the rearview mirror. But to say it, that's why if I was an agent, I'd be like, just don't get on the internet.
Yeah. The only misstep was he should have waited, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Let everything die down from a disappointing exit. I think we can all understand if you take a step back and you think, Jaylen comes into this year. He knows he's going to be the guy, which everyone has questioned whether he could be that guy and thrive in that situation. Behind the scenes, he took on such a leadership role. He took all these young guys that, were unproven and had to show what they can do and took them down to Gillette and took them to concerts and just tried to build the chemistry. And, when the backlash happened, he then came out a couple of days later and said, people don't understand, like, not only did the leadership stuff and being the guy every night, but then watching Tatum come back. And he said all the right things. And if he had just waited 2 weeks and he had voiced it like that, it wouldn't have been an issue. But I also don't have a problem with it, right? Like, I understand it. There was a lot of questions. If people constantly question whether you can do it, whether you could be the guy, and you go out there and you have an MVP caliber season, I got no problem with someone being like that was my favorite year. Like everybody wants to win. Nothing is ever going to probably be better than winning a title and being Finals MVP and all that. But there is some personal pride that goes into this, so I have absolutely no problem with it.
Okay. Now Giannis is being shopped, and we had Jeff Goodman on yesterday, and
he must have wanted to trade Jaylen Brown immediately.
Yes, someone said that. Jeff Goodman didn't even say anything about Drew Peterson's or Darren Peterson's cramping being due to creatine. And it's like, I don't know why he had to throw that in. I mean, I knew that. Yeah, believe me, this guy's seen these kids play since they were sophomores in high school. Like I appreciate listening and I appreciate the thought that went into the email, and I'll email the guy back. But it's like Goodman knows, Goodman knows the families. He's been around them since they were in high school.
He's awesome.
You cannot. His basketball bona fides are indisputable. Now he might have an opinion you don't agree with, but his knowledge of these kids, especially in the draft, there's no one we talk to that knows as much as he does. Because I don't know anyone who follows basketball at an AAU level.
Yeah,
not that I
getting
want
it
to.
at the high school level and
I don't
those relationships.
I don't want to know anyone. Jeff Goodman's the guy I want to know.
Right?
Yes.
But anyway, he wants to trade Brown. And what I'm starting to realize in my life, I've reflected, is that I'm always I'd always be in the camp of Brown and Tatum. They've won a championship. They've proven that they can do it. Keep them together. And that's not a bad way to look at things.
No.
But there are wasted windows, and you see it with teams with superstars a lot. I mean, there's plenty of superstars everywhere Charles Barkley played. There's places where Iverson, there's places that people haven't taken advantage of a generational talent. Say Tatum's a generational talent. He's top 5, top 10 guy in the league. Is it outrageous if a fantastically gifted superstar is available and you have two guys that have had disappointing exits in the playoffs the last 2 years? Is it outrageous to exchange one very, very good top 20 player for a generational talent with some risk attached, just to change things up.
So here's how I land on it. I think when you've had a disappointing exit in 3 of the last 4 seasons, and especially this year with the first round exit, it is absolutely fair for your front office to sit there and huddle and say, what is our best path forward? How do we maximize what we believe is the core of our team, and what does that look like? Now, I'm a hopeless romantic. I would love if the Jays could see this story through. It's been, from the story of getting swatted in 22 and coming back and winning in 24 to these new obstacles. It'd be great if you could work on the fringes, put together another championship team, and they're the centerpiece. And it's a great, I don't want to say Cinderella, but it's a good story. It undeniably, when a player like Giannis becomes available, you have to think about it. You have to think about what is accentuating whatever you do believe. Like, if they believe that Tatum is what they're building around, like, what are the best pieces you put around him? And is Jalen that guy? So we'll see. Giannis is the sort of person you have to have a conversation about. It's not if I had to make a move, a big splash move, probably not the one I'd do.
Who would you do? Like, what would you be looking for?
I'd probably be looking to get a little bit younger. The players that I think could best accentuate Tatum, if that's your guy, it gets difficult, right? Like, Miami's not trading you Bam. It's harder to find the big man that you need. And so, like, Giannis...
Doesn't that tell you a little bit about Jaylen Brown, though? Like, that Miami wouldn't move off Adebayo for Brown.
Yeah. Well,
so if you can get Giannis... So what you're basically saying by describing that Miami wouldn't do that is that you're saying... You can trade Brown for a superstar, but it would have to be someone who was a little bit older. And you wouldn't be getting Giannis for 4 years from now. You'd be getting Giannis to win the championship next season.
The harder part is, I think, all the teams that have guys that may potentially be available, what they're trying to do is either get draft picks or like a super young superstar that sort of ushers them into the next generation.
Exactly.
Jalen's in this weird spot where, he's about to be 30. He is a top 20, top 15, whatever you want to call him, player in the NBA, but teams that are going into the rebuild mode don't necessarily want him. So now you got to bring a third team in. It just gets muddy.
Who would want him?
What's that?
Who would want him?
I think there are teams there are going to be teams with disappointing exits like the Rockets. Certainly a team like, you start thinking about like the Portlands of the world, teams that are looking to take another step, that maybe need a veteran presence. You also got to think about where he could be, the guy again. Because if you believe that part of his desire to have a potentially another situation would be to be the guy, then it can't be a team that already has someone. Right?
It couldn't be like the Pistons, who could technically, I believe, swing something without giving up a superstar.
That's a good example, right? Like, so in a vacuum, and again, I'm not saying these are the perfect sort of trades, but like, let's say if they were frustrated that Duran didn't have a great postseason, they wanted to get a guy like Jalen to give someone Cade. Is that a situation that Jalen would want to do?
No.
Now, Celtics probably don't need to think about that because at that point you're just doing what's best for your team. But there is some, idea of rewarding a player that.
Well, I don't think Jalen and Cade Cunningham could play together. I think it would be the exact same
Redundancy,
situation
right?
that you have with Brown and Tatum.
The one thing
even worse because the whole offense runs through Cunningham. The ball's in his hand.
Right.
Almost the entire possession.
The one thing I come back to as I try to determine, one, I absolutely think there's going to, like, just from a 10,000-foot view, I think the Celtics have to look at this and say they have to get better. It is clear there was a disparity between what we saw in the regular season and where they rank among the best teams. So I do think there's going to be some eyebrow-raising moves this offseason. When I try to do the Jalen trades, I never get to a point where I'm like, that player is definitely better than Jalen and comes with and doesn't bring some sort of risk, right? Like, yeah, Giannis in a vacuum is great, but he's 32. There's injuries, and I don't know if it's a perfect fit with Tatum. I think it would be good, but I don't know. Like, what you have in Jalen.
Right, but
and so
do you think with healthy Giannis that they're a better team next season than they are with Brown?
What are the complementary pieces? What do you have? What do you put
same team?
Same team?
Because you just a 1-for-1, which is really rare, which is why this is interesting.
For one season, yes, they are. Giannis is one of the best 5 players in the world. Jaylen Brown, while great, is not close to that. Giannis, when healthy, is a better player than Jaylen Brown, but you can't just do it for 1 year. Giannis is available. I think he's up for an extension.
Well,
after next year.
the question
4
is,
years at $270 million.
Would you? That's the question: is are you willing to sacrifice back end of the future to win a championship today? And you're not, even though Brown and Tatum have shown they failed in the playoffs the last 2
I
seasons.
think the problem isn't Brown and Tatum. I think the problem is, and this is somewhat salary cap driven, the players around him.
Well, you're not going to be able to improve that.
Look, if you get me a better big man, if they somehow figure out a way to get a better big man and Derek White shoots the ball better, I think the outcome is much different than what you just
in order
saw.
to get that better big man, are you probably having to move on from
Derek White.
Some of the complementary pieces that exist?
Yeah, you would have to move White.
And that's their big question, right? Like, can you work on the fringes? Is that enough when you look at the way that Oklahoma City is playing, the way that like San Antonio, like? Do you have a roadmap to competing with Wemby long term? And so I think that has to all be part of the vacuum because the Celtics could shake things up on the fringes. They could get back to the NBA Finals. Are you good enough to win it? Because unless you definitively feel that you are good enough to win it, then you're not making those moves.
So what is Brad thinking?
I think Brad understands it. Because I went through long stretches of this season where I said, you go out there, you do what Wallach said. You go get Rob Williams. You go get another guard.
That's 4 weeks in a row. That's impressive. You managed to bring him up.
4 years in a row.
I know, but
you come back and with a healthier Tatum and with internal development, you're probably on the level with the best of the East. But it's still there's still work
until the
done.
playoffs start. But
you still have to prove it on the playoff level, where we saw that they got a little bit exposed. That you can make strides with the young core, but you have to essentially pick which of these young guys you're leaning into and move forward. So my whole thing is like when I heard Brad talk after the season, I said, "Ooh, I think they're going to make some bigger moves than people think."
Okay, but real quick, they did inquire about Giannis at the trade deadline.
It sounds as if but I think one of the things that's always
no, I know, but just theoretically, what do you think? They obviously, if they contacted Milwaukee, they had an idea in mind. What do you assume that idea?
I wonder if at that point it was something like, look, we're not trading Jalen because he's our guy right now, but we're trying to get better for the playoffs. And I don't think that conversation gets very far because they don't have what Milwaukee needed.
Would it be like Hauser, Pritchard, and White?
I mean,
But why would Milwaukee
do
that?
But that's what Chris is saying.
But that's what I'm saying.
But that's been floated, and it's like, why would Milwaukee?
Milwaukee would
that?
never do that.
And that's what I hate about NBA reporting is these two teams had a conversation. Well, like every good team inquires when an MVP player is available.
No. But you inquire, but you do have before you inquire, you have an internal conversation about what it would take to get the player. Right, inquiring doesn't mean you were going, I'm trading Jaylen Brown. You can't make that leap.
And look,
but if they inquired, maybe they were kicking around. They were taking the temperature on what Milwaukee was looking for.
And maybe Milwaukee in that instance goes, well, what about Jalen? And you have a conversation about it. Does that mean you were going to get to the point where you're trading Jaylen Brown? No. But it's like...
But they did inquire,
100%.
which means that they didn't just inquire to go like, hey guys, like how you doing? Is Giannis available? And they went, yeah, and then they hung up and ran around.
if I rooted for a team and their front office didn't make that call, I would be so upset.
Of course, but you have to have an internal conversation about what you're willing to give up.
And they have that conversation. I can tell you, like I just I know, like they have those conversations all the time. Danny Ainge used to just like go up to people and just ask random questions like, what would you do for this player? And he was the guy who called LeBron every free agency, even though they knew they had no chance. You just have to do those things.
And that's the thing. Brad, like Danny Ainge before him, isn't scared. If he doesn't trade Jaylen Brown, it won't be because he was scared to. It'll be because he determined that Brown is part of the future.
But if you listen to... if there was ever a time he was going to do it, it sounds like it's now because he sounded like very realistic about where this team is.
Yep.
He, at the end of the season when he spoke, basically told you he knew all along that this team wasn't going to do well in the playoffs.
And again, I love the idea of Jason and Jalen long term. The reality is, if you're going to trade Jalen before he hits 30, coming off his best season, like there's a lot of reasons to at least consider it.
This is as high as you can sell on him.
Exactly.
I can't sit here in good faith and just like be blissfully ignorant about it when all the people will scream at me and be like, "Green team," or you're just going to support whatever, keeping the Jays together.
Why is that a green team thing?
Because they're I don't know. Like I'm just telling you what the comments say to me.
But no, but you admitted that this team is currently constructed is not going to compete for a championship.
That's correct.
Like,
but people blissfully ignore that, and then they just say, "Oh, there he goes again with his green teamer takes."
But it's the thing is that it's just I've rooted for I don't care about the Celtics, but I've rooted for too many teams that for too long were just hanging on. Like you don't want to move this
and the
guy. You don't wanna do
the
that
Celtics GMs through the years, from Red to Danny to Brad now, have seemingly known when it is time to make the tough decision.
Yeah.
And so I went into this offseason going, I'm going to play a lot of golf.
Danny didn't give an F.
Red let it go on too far. The first incarnation of the Big Three. He never traded McHale. He never traded Bird. He never traded Parrish. He let Parrish go, but it was different. That was the one Red mistake.
But then he always said, in the aftermath, he told Danny, like, you got to be bold. And from the KG Pierce trades to everything along the way, you just can't.
Yeah, because
Red tiptoe into this stuff.
Because Red saw it cost his team 7 years, 8 years after the Big Three left.
He can't control sciatica. Stop it.
Do you think now is the time to trade Brown?
With sciatica?
Yeah, we were just saying this is it. If you're going to do
now,
it has to be now.
There's always a little bit of a window. Jalen could have a great year next year, and you can consider it. But the other part of it that we have to figure out is that he's extension eligible. Do you want to put more money on there in more years? And what is Jalen like? What's his? That's sort of the easy path to it just wasn't going to work long term if you're not ready to give that extension. But yeah, like I'm telling you, just dig in. I'll be here every week.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about this offseason. Hopefully they do something bold because we could use it.
I know.
Yeah. We've already had the NFL draft.
Did you see Brad Stevens got that haircut?
No, I haven't seen him. I've just heard him. I've just heard his
no. So his barber posted he was in the barber's chair, and he does that thing where a celebrity's in the barber's chair and they do the slow rotate. And you would think Brad's the last person on earth that they would put up there, but.
Gave him the Clark Kent.
Our GM was looking crisp, and I think he's ready. He's poised for the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, he's too flamboyant. He's always peacocking around that.
Yeah,
Stevens.
Brad.
Yeah,
always flexing.
Yeah, I don't like that. It's like we get it. You're a celebrity. You don't have to. Met Gala, that outfit he had on. Oof.
I would love to see Brad at one of those events.
Be in the makeup chair for that long, putting on that costume.
And now wearing a quarter zip. Brad Stevens.
All right. Thank you, Christopher Forsberg.
Am I allowed back in the future? Or is this a week-by-week thing?
Love you. Come on.
Yeah, we'll take it week by week. If there's something with the Celtics to talk about, I mean, obviously we don't just talk about the Celtics with you, but absolutely. Okay. You'll be in this offseason.
See, Rochi? See how I negotiated that?
They're going to do something.
Well done.
They got to do something. Something's happening, and when it does,
these Breeze Airlines flights aren't going to pay for themselves, so I gotta keep.
That's right,
especially to South Africa.
He's compensated for coming in, ladies and gentlemen.
$200.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Sports Hub.
comes to the show, Hardy thinks the same way you do.
Nothing happened.
He's got the same questions.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
Grown-Ups is the Kevin James movie.
Well, a bunch of people are in it.
But it's an Adam Sandler film.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Adam Sandler and a bunch of his friends.
Right. Including the Kevin James, who's strangely an a-hole. He's not a nice guy. And the minute I say that, you'll receive emails verifying that. A lot of people around here, I guess he's filmed around here, and he was very
nice
rude.
to people?
Not nice.
Oh.
Apparently Sandler's like an angel. I just saw a video on Instagram of Sandler before he was famous in Fort Lauderdale for spring break being covered by a television station.
Really?
Yeah,
During those were his remote control years?
No, it's before.
Before the remote control
He was in high
years.
school, and he's
Wow.
like, I'm here for babes and beer, and he's being serious. And yeah, he's old enough that like Fort Lauderdale was the place that everyone went to.
I went there once for spring break.
You did?
You hold on, stop. You were in
Well,
Fort
no, I was staying
Lauderdale.
at my parents' place, and I went over to see it.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. I thought it was like for Syracuse sophomore year
Well,
type
those
of
are
thing.
my wild days.
Wait, so wait, your parents were in Fort Lauderdale while you were in college?
No, they were down in between Fort Lauderdale and
Whatever.
Miami.
They had retired when you were in college?
No, they just had a condo.
Oh.
Right near
The Roche
Gulfstream
fortune.
racetrack where my dad used to own horses.
I've been to Gulfstream. I know that area. Yeah.
Danny. So you're from a very well-to-do family.
Well, no, because my
in the
dad
sport
was
of kings.
He was making money, losing money.
He's manic depressive.
He got screwed over when he was young for a vice presidency job within a company that he was a big part of. And he said, screw it, I'm out. I'm never doing this again. I'm going to own my own businesses. So he would buy businesses, create businesses, and then sell them. And then he would one time he went way too quickly into horse racing.
Yeah, my father had a guy that at his agency that took over the agency that drove a Ferrari and owned harness racing horses, and he conned my father into buying a piece of one called Razzle Dazzle.
Nice.
Who raced once. And then
they're such.
And then they said there's no point because he had a horse that won the Little Brown Jug, which is apparently
big one, Meadowlands.
the poor man's Kentucky Derby.
Yep.
So like he got like $1 million or something for like stud fees or something for that horse at the time. So my father saw money in them. They're thoroughbreds. So he invested in a horse that ran once, and that was it.
Oof.
No stud fee. But my father's the same thing. He trusted someone that made a bunch of bad investments when I was a kid, and then he flipped out and like ruined the next 5 years of my life. He just paced around the house with these. I try to describe it to people, but if they're younger than me, they don't really understand. Like Morningstar mutual funds, like so there before the internet, you would just get these gigantic binders like describing in detail every stock and the performances of those stocks within a fund. So like one fund would be, I don't know, like 300 pages, and he just over the dining room table had scattered these Morningstar things. So he worried about that, and then he invested very well, for the amount of money he had left. He invested well, conservatively, but well. But then he said, I'm not freaking out about anything. Let's start a business with a dermatologist called Vibraderm. So then there were 3-ring binders of Vibraderm all over the dining room table while he paced around in his underwear and yelled. So that was basically...
How did that do?
It didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So that was... I mean, I don't think he put a lot of money into it or any money into it. He put an incredible amount of time into it. And, like, they had test products and, like, they had manufactured the product and all that. So they had outside investors, I'm sure. Who knows? My father would never tell me if I asked him anyway. But all I know is that I can judge my childhood with my father's involvement by the level of panic about certain things.
Yes,
that he had
I
going
know
on.
that well.
Yeah,
my mom would go into a panic about everything because my dad, he owned it. He bought and sold the travel agency. He tried that. And you know what he did? He created expense reports that we all do to do our things. And he had some big clients like American Express, Coca-Cola, the Chicago Cubs. And then he sold that for a good amount of money, which is kind of like you guys do travel expense reports. Those are basically what he created as software and sold it all for a lot of money. Then he bought a breeding farm in Ocala, Florida, and bred a couple horses. And then he owned horses. Then he had like these high-priced horses that got hurt.
My aunt lived in a trailer in Ocala,
Yeah.
Florida. She retired to a trailer in a trailer park in Ocala, Florida. But she even had a horse.
Yeah. Up there, forget it. You have to have a horse.
A lot of
live up there.
A lot of arrests in that trailer. A lot of arrests and then reconciliation going on in that trailer. I kind of lost. She's unfortunately passed, but my mom was saying something about when she was here about like teenagers having sex, and I'm like, didn't your sister have a kid at 16? And she's like, no, Freddie, she got married. And I'm like, oh, that's different.
Much more responsible.
Having a kid would have been a mistake, but she got married. And then how far after she got married did she have a kid? And she's like, oh, I don't remember. Well, it was soon. Like, I'm guessing your sister might have been pregnant when she got married at 16, Mom. I don't know if we want to tread in those waters.
Man.
Considering my mom's got a niece that's like her age, basically. Like she's got a Suzanne is she's still alive. She's like my mom. She's like 78 years old. My mom's 84. So I have a cousin who's like 78 years old. It's like, it was just such an odd conversation because now that they're getting older, I'm like asking them things. But my mother was pontificating. She's like, do teenagers have sex? When I was a kid, teenagers didn't have sex. They didn't have sex. Like da-da-da-da. And I'm like, Mom, I lost my virginity at 15. She's like, what? Yeah. Teenagers don't have sex. Like it washes over her. Like she doesn't hear that. Like it just like, like she just doesn't hear it.
Yeah.
Like whatever I say. And then she's like, well, that didn't happen when I was a kid. And your sister got married at 16.
Selective memory, Freddie.
What the hell are you talking
What
about?
happens when you get older?
She moved out at 16. Now she moved down the street with a guy that would sit around in his underwear watching the Mets, drinking beer at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Monday.
Nice.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and station celebrating 65 years of broadcasting.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox began their three-game series with Philadelphia with another loss, 2-1 at Fenway Park last night. Kyle Schwarber homered. Zach Wheeler pitched into the eighth inning for the win. Sox are 17-24. Sonny Gray faces the Phillies tonight. The NHL last night suspended the Bruins' Charlie McAvoy for the first 6 games of next season. This is in response to his slash of Buffalo's Zach Benson near the end of their season-ending loss. Speaking of Benson, he scored the tie-breaking power play goal in Montreal last night, a 3-2 Buffalo win at best of 7 even at 2 games apiece. The Patriots, within the last minute or two, have just officially announced they will play Detroit in Munich, Germany on Sunday, November 15th. The NFL schedule will be announced at 8 p.m. tomorrow night. And the New England Revolution face Nashville SC tonight at Gillette Stadium. These are the top 2 teams in the MLS's Eastern Conference. The Revs are unbeaten in their last 7 matches. They're undefeated at home. We'll have it at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the $14.99 Big Deal Meals at the 99, like the grilled chicken teriyaki. All Big Deal Meals are now available all day, every day for just $14.99. You gotta love the 9s. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
And now, back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Junior year is over in like 2 weeks.
Flies.
It went
Really
fast
does.
this year.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. And then he's going to be a senior. And then that's it. He turns 18 on a week from Saturday. I mean, people who've listened to the show long enough heard me in the delivery room because he took so long to come out. We were on in the afternoon, and I was calling into the afternoon show. They were calling me. And listeners were sending stuff like beer and stuff over, and the nurses were delivering it into the room.
It was good radio.
I remember, I came in later than this. I remember when your daughter was born, and the great story you told with you in the delivery room getting in a massive fight with your dad.
My daughter was born the day after we moved into our house, and it was a new construction. And while we were at the hospital with Zoe being born, the sewage started leaking up through the basement toilets and like in the basement. And my dad says, Freddie, like, there's a sewage coming out of these toilets. We need to get it out. Like, who's a plumber? And like, I've never lived in Newton.
Right.
How would I know a plumber any more
Just
than you
moved
would?
in like 24 hours earlier.
And I'm like, I can't deal with this. Like, I don't
Ask
care.
a neighbor.
Like, just let me
Yeah.
let me enjoy having this child. And he flipped out and everything. And then when he got to the hospital, and so I was nervous about my son meeting the daughter, which I was right to because he got very angry. But and it never really went away. But I was nervous about my son meeting my daughter and like how that was going to go, and like my mind was in other places. The sewage in the house could be dealt with, and my father came in like he wanted to fight me. And I'm not exaggerating. I've never seen him that mad at me that I recall. Like, probably wasn't I was a kid, but like he was like fighting mad and like fighting mad. And I'm in the hospital where my daughter was. Now I don't doubt I was being dismissive and probably mean, but I also would ask him in retrospect to think of this was the best time to be coming after me about a household issue. Like, you're an adult.
Handle it.
You can
That's what
handle it
dads
or
do.
don't handle it.
Right.
Or don't do anything. I don't know.
Dads just go, don't worry about it. You just get to the hospital, take care of everything else.
But it's like, I can't think of a more inappropriate situation for you to be giving me crap in, no pun intended, than when my second child is being born. I mean, I'm literally at the hospital and you're screaming and yelling at me. Like, it will get fixed. And you know what? I don't even remember
Did
it really
fixed?
happening. No, we just lived in filth.
Great to bring a baby to.
In fact, my ex-wife's still in that house. She's just living. It's just a big sewage dump. But don't let the future buyers know that we keep the basement door shut. All right. So Danny is here, and when Danny doesn't come empty-handed. Danny comes with games, and Danny's got one today.
John and Freddie T. 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 Freddie T. Get off your phone. It's time to play a game for real. John Wallach, you can come on, yeah. Come on and help Freddie get real. Don't you want to play a game now, Freddie? Don't you want to play a game right now? Sleep tomorrow, but for now, go crazy. All you gotta do is answer questions. So now we play the game. Are you ready? Because I'm coming to get you. Get you. All right, let's play this game. I'm on my way. Yeah.
It's still going.
Brevity is the...
You guys ready? Okay, I'm doing a lot of different things today. Mixed bag.
I don't know the song that
Bruno Mars.
What Bruno Mars song is that?
Apata.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm on my way.
I'm sure
you
he
know
played it. I did that. I didn't know. I figured out that I did know 3 songs because you explained one to me that I didn't know.
Locked Out of Heaven was the one you liked.
It was when he played those songs. You have to understand he'd been on stage for 2 hours, which I'll give him credit for. But it was enough.
No, but looking at
Nick
the
and
set
Ryan
list,
know
it
that
all
song,
came
right?
in a row at the end. I understand.
You know that song?
I don't know this song.
You guys know
But he was smart.
I know this song.
Ryan, Nick, you know
I
this
do
song?
know. I know this song.
I'm
Yes.
sure Ryan does.
My kids, I didn't even know my daughter
Zoe
listened
would know
to Yeah, she would. But I didn't even. She doesn't listen to that in the car. It's almost all Frank Ocean right now.
It's a peppy song, Fred. When you're driving to Groton today, look it up. Spotify.
Yeah, maybe better not to play annoying things in the car driving to Groton on a weekday afternoon.
Yeah. Well, look who's waiting for you at the end of the trip, though.
Yep.
Dan
You
Roach is
gotta go.
committed
I told Margaret
to
after
being
going.
there.
I told Miles' coach.
How long a drive is it from your place to
That's
Groton?
not bad. Like 30,
I've
30 minutes?
I've
40
become
minutes?
friends with Miles. It's 40 minutes at least. But I know because I know Andover fairly well now. But the thing is that I'm friends. I've become friends. I like Miles' coach a lot. He's also his academic advisor, and he's a real good guy. I've like had dinner with him. He never ceases to mention the game Roach went to last year. He got a kick out of that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't show up today,
All right.
you're letting him down.
Gotcha.
All right, let's.
You
play
guys
the
ready
game.
to play? This was kind of a mix of everything. So I was listening. I heard Freddie went to Bruno Mars. There's a little Bruno Mars. There's a little golf because the PGA Championship starts tomorrow. It's on our air on the weekend. Plus, we went with a little bit of Disney, a little bit of baseball, and because I was going to go to Cooperstown, then I would not. So it's all in here.
He can't get his family together.
Yes.
Everyone's too far away.
Exactly. Sad. All right, here's your question. We'll make these multiple choice for you, too. All right?
Oh, okay.
All right, Bruno Mars' dad came up with Bruno's stage name. Did dad get inspired by A, Bruno Tonioli, the Dancing with the Stars judge, Bruno Madrigal, the character from Disney's Encanto, Bruno Sammartino, the legendary WWF champ?
I want it to be that.
Or Bruno Kirby, the actor who was in City Slickers?
He was a technical wrestler.
Yeah, let's go
He
with
was the
that.
best technical wrestler of all time. When people describe Bruno Sammartino, like when wrestling fans describe him, it doesn't make any sense because they're like, he was a wonderful technical wrestler. And you're like, it's all fake.
Yeah.
Like, who cares?
Well,
it's who jumps around the most.
And you never get to see him wrestle because when you watched it at 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning, they'd always just promote Bruno Sammartino, the champ, wrestling at the Garden on pay-per-view. So you never got to watch him wrestle.
I don't think he wrestled when I was a little kid.
But it seems to me that you like technical wrestler. He has like Bob Backlund was another guy like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just a guy who was there. They needed a hook for.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So they called that guy the technical wrestler.
Right.
Bob Backlund had a chicken wing, which was really nothing, but that was his move.
That's Terrence Hill, too.
So there's this Hulk Hogan thing on Netflix that's pretty interesting, and it's like about his life. And Hulk Hogan was a terrible wrestler, but he had that, you know, the spazzy Hulkster stuff that people bought for a long time. My favorite when I was a kid was Jimmy Superfly Snuka because of his domestic situations. No, it was because he flung himself off tall stuff.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, he ruled.
And then when I got older, I stopped.
Okay.
You guys were right, by the way. It is.
Yes,
Sammartino.
Bruno Sammartino.
I like it.
Well, the idea that he's Bruno Mars is in his 40s, I imagine, let me know that these things that happened recently wouldn't be.
I don't think it's a Dancing with the Stars judge. That's
No.
just me.
Yeah, well, unless he had a time machine.
Well,
And
Mars-
also, I don't know if he would have named him after Bruno Kirby.
Probably not. No.
Bruno's dad, Mars, thought Mars looked like his son looked like the former pro wrestler Bruno Sammartino, who would come later. He has said he wanted a new out-of-this-world last name so record labels would stop pigeonholing him into the Hispanic market, so he went with Mars. So there you go. Bruno's dad, Peter Hernandez, is the front man of the Love Notes.
By the way,
a band
Mars,
in Hawaii.
plenty of musicians have had the last name Mars.
Have they?
If he's going for originality, it's not that.
Okay.
Replacement's drummer.
All right.
And Mick Mars.
Really?
Oh,
from
who got screwed by the crew.
Totally.
John 5 ain't the crew. Go ahead.
Okay.
Keep the scene alive.
We'll go with golf now. At the 1971 PGA Championship, the PGA Championship is this weekend, and John's going. Jack
He's staying at
Nicklaus,
his in-laws for the second time in 3 weeks.
Awesome. Jack Nicklaus won wire to wire in the second of his 5 PGA Championship titles. This event was supposed to be played in August, but was played in February at PGA National Golf Club in Palm Beach due to the anticipated oppressive summer weather in Florida. What other big event also occurred in 1971 in Florida?
The Super Bowl.
That's a good guess.
I'll say a rocket, a mission, another mission to the moon.
Oh, the opening of Disney World.
Oh, you know what?
Hold on.
Is a tribute to the philosophy and the life of Walter Elias Disney.
And the survival of the Aryan race.
Do you have the music? Do you have the marching band and everything?
Yeah,
too?
you want some?
Yeah.
You want some of the
What do you think
marching
about
band?
Walt Disney and his ties to Nazism?
This is the song that deals with Nazism.
It's a small world. Let's keep it that way.
They did a nice job. They
and pure.
I just got that. They painted it and everything else. It's nice now.
What?
Oh, Small World. In March we went and it was awesome.
The only good thing about It's a Small World is there's no line.
Yes,
Yeah.
that too.
And it's right there when you walk in. And you just go, let's get this out of the way.
Haunted house, small world. Let's do that.
I don't like the haunted house. I find it very
Same.
claustrophobic.
I don't like the haunted house either.
What's wrong with the haunted
It's
house?
claustrophobic.
Really?
Did I show you what my
Yeah.
son-in-law?
Claustrophobic than any other ride.
My son-in-law went for the first time when he went with us down in March. Did I show you what happened to him in the store?
No.
Right by the Haunted Mansion?
What?
I'll show it to you during the break.
Oh,
It's
God.
pretty cool.
I got to see it now.
I know.
But you know, I've told you this, is that the Snow White ride used to be like something along the lines of Snow White's Nightmare. It had the like word nightmare in it.
Yes, I hate the Snow White.
So
Snow White
when
ride.
I was a little kid, you went around in a boat. I just had this conversation with another person. You went around in a boat, and then this giant witch holding an apple went like it
scares you.
It scared you, and it's probably Dan. And I've had guns pulled on me. This most scared I've ever been in my entire life.
Really?
So then I became like super neurotic about the ride stopping, like them breaking down. So I never wanted to go back to Disney World again, and I didn't until I was an adult. Like it freaked me out that much. I did not want to go on those rides anymore.
All the time you lost.
Yeah, I mean, my parents probably would have taken me a lot, considering my mom wouldn't fly when I was a kid. I'm sure we would have been down in Florida constantly.
All right. Ready? Next one. Only 2 golfers have won all 4 modern major championships at least twice. A, Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer. B, Jack Nicklaus and Gary Player. C, Jack Nicklaus and Rory McIlroy. D, Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods.
I'll go D, Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods.
Well, I would say D as well. D's nuts.
Okay.
Nicholas said something to you here at the practice facility before your opening round.
I didn't get the
What did he tell
question.
you?
No effing double bogeys.
Oh, they have a lot of fun out there. He said the F word.
So what's the answer?
No, you guys were right.
Oh, they were right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Nicklaus and Tiger Woods.
You hit the buzzer.
I thought
I mean,
it was with Rory.
who's in charge of this?
It's all right. It's good.
It's
All
a
right,
Dan game. He's not paying any attention.
Ready? Next one. Baseball time, fellas.
Okay.
Specifically, Cooperstown. You name the player after I name the artifact that was sent by the Sox to the Hall of Fame after winning it all in 2018.
All right.
Bat
Ball that
used,
hit that guy in the face.
bat used by World Series MVP in Game 4.
2018, the world. It was Steve Pierce, right?
Oh. Nice job. Okay.
Yeah.
A jersey worn by this pitcher who won 2 games in the World Series.
It wasn't Evaldi. It wasn't Sale. Who won 2 games in the 2018 World Series? Fred?
I don't know. I've given up on the game.
Oh, you have?
Come on, Fred.
I'll say Chris Sale, even though I'm
Price.
wrong. David Price.
Game 1 glasses by a Red Sox pitcher, used by a Red Sox pitcher during
Tom
the
Kite.
postseason.
Glasses?
Yep.
Tom Kite.
Joe Kelly.
Joe Kelly. Okay. I wouldn't have gotten that.
Joe Kelly didn't wear glasses when he first came up. How about that?
Yeah.
Bat used by this Sox player who provided a huge pinch hit 3-run homer in Game 1, breaking open a 5-4 game. You know, this is a good one, John. I thought you'd.
It wasn't Victorino. Victorino was 2013.
Yes.
So it wasn't Betts. It was a 3-run homer. It wasn't. You didn't double back and go Pierce again, did you?
He's the loudmouth guy.
Johnny Gomes.
Yeah, Johnny Gomes.
No, that was no.
Oh, that
was 2013 also.
I don't know. I don't understand what's
How
going on.
am I not getting
Eduardo Nunez?
Of course. I wouldn't have gotten that in a million years.
Helmet worn by this Sox player who went for the cycle on October 8th at Yankee Stadium.
Brock Holt.
Oh, to have a cycle.
Brock Holt.
Last
Where's
question.
Hardy?
Bonus. The Lowell Spinners are back. Did you guys know that?
Yes.
I did.
I did.
They will
The
field the
UMass Lowell plays in that park.
They will field the team in the Futures Collegiate Baseball League and play at LeLacheur Park in Lowell. Their season opener is May 27th. The home opener is May 29th. Which former Red Sox star is a part owner? Would it be A?
Oh, I think I.
Hold on.
Slow down. Hold your horses, Freddie.
A what? Go ahead.
A, Mike Lowell. Lowell and Lowell. Lowell owns a piece of Lowell.
It's not.
B, David Ortiz.
No.
C, Johnny Damon. D, Trot Nixon.
Trot Nixon.
Trot Nixon.
It's Johnny Damon. You want your clip? This is a good clip.
Yeah.
Dan picked this clip just for
Is
you
it
guys.
all drunk on the below deck?
No, you're going to enjoy the content, though.
What's the most creative thing you've ever heard said to you in a baseball game?
Well, the most creative thing I think I've heard was, a girl whistled down and, she says, "Hey, Johnny, you're hot stuff." And then for the rest of the game, she was flashing me her
Okay.
And Dan didn't like that. He's like, okay.
We got him to shut up real fast.
You gave me something interesting. I got to go.
Yep. So there you go.
Let's stop this conversation right when it gets good. Jeff, go ahead.
Hey, how the hell do you guys get into haunted house?
Huh?
How the hell do you guys get into haunted house? I actually want to go to haunted house more than I want to go to Agua.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
So I think you should leave bit with the doctor.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well done.
All right. Yes, I know what he's talking about. When he measures the heart rate, I want to go to haunted house.
Stinky.
The deck broke. All right. Very good. Well, Dan, that was a game that made a lot of sense.
It's I was all over the map yesterday.
You should end with his theme.
Yes. I'll play that theme again.
Because you have to bookend it,
John and Freddie T. John and Freddie T. John and Freddie.
He's like, I got a game. What is it? It's just random trivia questions. I opened up Trivial Pursuit Sports.
Freddie T. Get off your phone. It's time to play.
It's funny when you said get off your phone. I was on my phone.
You were?
And then I had to put it down.
John Wallach, you can come on, yeah. Come on and help Freddie get real.
All right.
That most would end there, but
No.
Don't you want to play a game now, too? Sleep.
All right. Now he just used the real lyrics, I suppose.
Yes.
All right.
Questions. So now we play.
All right. The award-winning email segment is coming up in just a moment.
Hold on. This is the best part. All right, let's play this game.
More Toucher and Hardy next on The Sport. idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
I went downstairs to get my. I have a friend who calls them refrigerator cigs. Diet Cokes.
Who calls them that?
I guess it's a thing.
It is?
Yeah, they're refrigerator cigs because they're just bad for you and you get them from the refrigerator. But I went downstairs to get Diet Cokes, and when I came back, Dan was still actively celebrating his theme song from the game.
He
the
pulled
game
up
that
the
was
original version of it and was listening to it in the studio when I came in.
Yeah, and he was
very
singing
excited
along,
about
and
it.
he like to go like, "Hey," right? Like the theme that I did. You know that game with just a random trivia question?
No, Bruno Mars said you went to see him, so it was tied into that.
No, I get it.
I was sitting at the kitchen table saying, how do I tie it all together with Freddie, John?
Hey, look,
I mean, it was brilliant. You somehow worked baseball in.
Look, every time you come with something. You fill a block, man, and I will always say thank you. For
Yes,
that.
believe
Yes.
me.
I'm
not complaining.
I love putting the songs together. It's great.
I'm not complaining.
I
but
have 2 emails here. In championing Dan, I
Please
didn't know.
go.
I
Please
didn't
go.
know Orochi parody was what I needed this morning.
Everyone's
More,
gonna be singing
please!
it, right?
Exclamation point.
Everyone's going to have it in their head today and sing. Where do I hear that? It's Rose and Bruno Mars, APT.
Make that Milo's walkout song today.
That'd be great.
I think he might hit today. So make it his walkout song.
He's gonna hit.
He's not a bad hitter, but
So-
he just
He
just
hit
has-
the last time I saw him, too.
Yeah, that was his first at. This would be the first at bat of the season too.
Does he hit right-handed or left-handed?
No, he's left-handed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I have another email that's intended for Dan, but is sent to us. This from Cam, who emails us a lot. I make a baseball trip once a year. I've seen Fenway, obviously, Camden, Citizens Bank, Comerica, Miller Park, or wherever it's called now. This year it's PNC, assuming there's no baseball next year, which is very likely. However, here's the question, Dan. He can only do one: Field of Dreams, College World Series, or Hall of Fame.
That's a tough one, right?
People love the College World Series.
Yeah, the College World Series is cool in its own way.
Like people that go
Right. Yes.
keep going.
Yes.
I know that because random people I know will go every year to the College World Series. They love it.
And you can go to the Hall of Fame, I think, like after the season if you want even. You know what I mean? Like in October or December or November.
Let's be honest, Dan. The Hall of Fame's not the greatest thing in the
Well,
world.
if you do it right, it is. You know?
But I mean, how many people can do it
But
like you?
I would go College World Series, you know. I think that'd be a good one.
I guess the College World Series is you're going to kind of like a small city that like is alive during that time, and they take it like very seriously, like as a party.
And you see a ton of games.
And so,
double elimination.
But like outside of the baseball, like it's a town that's not used to having visitors overflowing with like Omaha.
Yes.
Is not used to tourists, I would imagine. And you get this event that brings in how many thousands of people, and I guess the town like really does it up. So it's like a huge party around it.
Is Omaha difficult to get to? No direct flights, I would think, right? So you got to transfer through somewhere.
I think
Spirit
Hardy
used to
said
fly
that.
there.
Hardy said that you can. Hardy said that you can fly to Omaha because he was all butthurt that he had to fly to. He's got to fly to
Branson, Missouri,
to go to the place Ozarks. He knows somebody getting married in the Ozarks.
Oh wow,
yeah,
inbred.
I would. The other place you could go to is I want to take my daughter one day to the college softball World Series.
Where's
But that's
that?
a very
Oklahoma
Dan thing.
City.
Yeah, that's a very Dan thing.
Oklahoma City, really?
Yeah. I think that requires your daughter to be a college baseball
terrible
softball
place to
coach.
go.
It's all connecting. It looks like the flights. United, America, Delta, all connecting for Omaha.
Yeah.
Dan, what is your favorite park?
My favorite park?
Other than Fenway.
Oh, gosh.
It can't be Fenway.
I love Fenway.
Yeah, but as a
Take that off the table.
as a visitor, because I know mine.
I've always loved Camden. You know, going
Camden's
back
great.
years and years and years.
Camden's fun.
Wow. Just looking and perusing. AT&T I like in San Francisco.
I've never been
I thought
there.
That was beautiful.
You ever been out to
Dodgers? The Chavez
Dodger
Ravine's
Stadium is
awesome.
mine.
I was
Yes.
going to say Dodger. Have you ever been up to Seattle, see a game there?
No, I've not.
That's a good one, too.
It's beautiful.
I've been in the park in San Diego, but I've never seen a game there. been to Dodger Stadium. Say I've been to 15 parks. Dodger
Yeah.
Stadium, I think, is
San
the best.
Francisco's my favorite.
Dodger
Yeah, I
Stadium's
haven't
cool
been
because you walk in and it's down.
Yeah,
and it's like beautiful.
Yeah,
it just opens up beautifully.
It's impossible to get to, but it's got a vibe to it.
it does.
Gary, not Gary Tanguay, we did a Shoot in the Breeze at 7. It went over very well. It says, I know this requires phone calls, but Gare Bear has a few meetings this morning. Rochi, top 3 sporting events you would give a limb to go back and witness. Bonus points if you can name the limb. Gare Bear. Out.
It's awesome.
So you have to name the limb and what limb you would give up to go to a particular event that you could go back to.
To watch it again?
Yes.
Or that I've been to? Like I would go back in a little bit more relaxed in St. Louis and watch the game for the 2004 World Series.
Why were you? There was no doubt. Why were you nervous?
It just I just wanted it to come.
The Red Sox
Couldn't believe it was
have
gonna
that
happen.
ability to set records in blowing things. So.
I watched. I had a rooting interest in that series. And
Yes.
I'm not sure I watched Game 4.
No, but again, you're coming at it from a different
Yes.
perspective.
I-
as we were.
Reality.
My son was 9, and I woke Harry up, and I called him from underneath the concourse before I went down to the chaos and told
said,
my wife,
you're not here. I am.
I told my wife, wake him up. I want him on. I want him on the phone when they win.
Loser.
And I said, okay, Harry, here they go. Ground ball to Folk. Flips it. Done. Okay, love you. Bye. So I wanted to make sure that I had contact with him.
And then he said, when's Daddy coming home? And Mom said, who knows? He's a High Plains drifter. He's a rambling man. Blind Scott's just hurling insults. You're ugly. You look like a Botox disaster. You suck. You look like Richie Cunningham.
All right.
You guys, I think you guys are being dicks. All right, Blind Scott.
To who?
I have an email.
I've had no interactions with Blind Scott.
12
He's
you have
just
an
worked
email?
himself into a frenzy.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'll hit the email, then you hit the sponsorship.
my God.
Hey, just wondering whatever happened to Pasta Joe. This is what Brett was asking.
Pasta.
Yeah, I
I
remember
loved Pasta Joe. Now, I loved Pasta Joe.
Yeah, but it was
I'll
just,
get up around 10 a.m., eat a bowl of pasta.
Yeah.
we don't know what happened to Pasta Joe. I'm sorry to say. I hope he's well.
If I'm sure anyone of his handlers could let us know. I would imagine that he is that he's alive.
You'll
certainly.
appreciate this too, Fred. I pulled that clip and played it in here, and Nick goes, "Hey, was that Pat, man?" I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it might as well have been."
I don't think
Pretty much the same
anyone
guy.
else in the world would have found Pasta Joe as entertaining as I found Pasta Joe. Pasta Joe did nothing except sit there.
Yeah,
Like, at least Pat had narcolepsy.
Right.
like Pasta Joe. I don't know if anyone else found him. It's good to know other people found him funny, because I found him to be. And we brought him back at one point, and I
Yeah.
still thought he was hysterical. He was a security guard, which. How that happened, I'll never know. Because
He watches
Rob
the
Away.
monitors. He watched the monitors.
Yeah, but what's he going to do?
Call somebody.
like, we need a warm body to show up here
Yeah,
overnight, so
yeah.
we can tell our shareholders, yes, the building is protected. We
Yeah,
have
there was
overnight security.
I'm going to call into question that whole operation that they hired Pasta
Did he
Joe.
have the cool M&M's jacket
Yes.
as well? Yeah.
So Pasta Joe had taken his fortune that he made from being a surveillance guy, and he bought a racing Tide jacket.
Yes. Tide racing jacket.
Do you
that's right.
remember this show sent Pasta Joe to watch all of the Avengers movies, all of the, Thor, everything back to me? It was like 22 movies in a row, and we checked in with him halfway through, and he sounded exactly the same.
Yeah, he was
Nothing had changed.
nothing changed. You just did moved him.
13 movies in a row, trapped in one theater.
Oh,
and it didn't faze him.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
It's like a chair. It's just any chair. It could be Clockwork Orange. You could hold his eyeballs open and have him watch anything. It doesn't matter to him. It's just as long as he's in a chair. By the way, it matters who your personal injury attorney is, and if you're looking for the best, let me know that the email segment is the best. It's the best of any email segment anyone does. And it's powered by the best injury lawyers, Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com.
I have an email here from Ryan. Did I miss the explosive orgasm from Rochi this morning with the announcement of the Cape Cod Baseball League playing the game of the week on TV 38, a WBZ affiliate? So we all know Dan will be down there with a camera, microphone, and his Mickey ears. Should be a better summer for Dan. It'll get him away from the Red Sox.
Yes, Chris Ruggiero, our station manager told me of it, and I was like, yeah, I'm in. And I said, could you get me a place down there to have as a base for the summer, and I'll be there. So
They were just training around Barb's.
starting June 27th.
Dan's going to the Cape this weekend, but he didn't want to say it on the air. Who knows why? So I will. He's afraid he'll be mobbed.
No, not at all.
Is that why you don't want to say you're going to the
No,
Cape?
again, it's not, it's not 100% and all that kind of stuff, Fred.
You don't want to commit to it on air?
I don't want to lie,
That would be a pretty bad lie.
Wait a minute. You said you'd be here.
It was just like worth exploring. He's like, I'm going away this weekend. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, are you going to Disney? He's like, no. And then he like wouldn't offer. I go, are you going to the Cape? And he's like, yeah. I said, what's the secret? You going down there? Like, do you know if the government clue you in on some aliens or something?
No.
Are you going down there to knock down the wind turbines? I don't understand why you're so hesitant to say you're going to the Cape.
I don't know.
It is what it is.
Okay.
Are you afraid you're going to get mobbed?
No, not at all. It's going to be raining in the Friday.
But you don't mind that.
No, I don't mind anything, Fred.
Will you guys play a board game?
Yeah, what do you do in the rain on the Cape?
Just like sit. It's nice. Just watch the ocean. Maybe go to a movie. Might go to a movie downtown.
Downtown Chatham?
Yeah. A little Orpheum Theater.
Nice. Oh, I know that.
Oh, there's a little Orphan Annie thing.
No.
All right.
But yeah, thanks for that, John. I'm excited about that.
So don't mob him when he's in Chatham. He doesn't want you to know.
Okay.
He's for some reason that's a trade secret. He's getting all uncomfortable
Wasn't
now.
It, Fred?
Okay.
Why wouldn't you tell me?
I don't know. Maybe I didn't know we were 100% committed. That's
But
all.
what is you mentioned? Damn it, Dan! You said I'm going away this
know, but
weekend.
I
I didn't
lie,
ask you if you were going away. You
wasn't 100%.
Something else is going on.
Nothing. I swear to God.
Something died.
This is a little weird.
Something died. Nothing died.
It's a little strange.
No, it isn't.
It is. The way you're reacting to this, a little strange.
No, it was very strange. That's why I brought it up on the air to bother him, because I knew that it would bother him for no reason. I judge what should bother people.
Dan, why did you put a hat on here for the final hour of the show?
He's getting ready to leave. Mm-hmm. He's ready to go.
All right.
He's coming to my son's game today.
What do you want me to bring?
Just you.
I'm gonna bring a snack.
But then you got to come by it's really a meaningless game. So just come by. You got to come by the dugout and say hello to the coach.
Yeah.
And the boys.
Who are they playing?
I don't know.
Oh.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
Consolation game.
Yeah.
ISL.
Yeah. Peace, love, and Dan Roach will end with this. This is from Brendan. I think I email nearly every time he's on, but he puts a smile on my face every single time he fills in. Hilarious. He completely gets it. Love him. Enjoy the day. Brendan.
Very nice.
And there's no twist. That's
really?
it.
What
There's
do you got?
no mean thing.
You got something in your mind?
Nope.
Something about death?
No. That's you. You did that.
You dark person.
You're the one talking.
Yep. That's where my mind's going.
Again, Dan distracts himself with things like Disney and baseball, so he doesn't have to face the grim mortality that awaits him.
We're all going to die someday, Dan.
Want to play Apataka on the way out, Adam?
No, we can just go to
just the song.
Sorry, we're a little
not me singing it.
We're a little distracted because we're checking out the new Mark Dondero, which just dropped in here.
Yeah, well, he wants you to.
Yes.
Is anyone aware of why Blind Scott's so angry at us?
Did we do anything in specific?
It's just pretty random that he's just screaming and yelling at me. And you have to understand that's the odd thing about being on radio, is that people get mad at you when you've not communicated with them.
Right.
And it's nothing I said.
No.
So it's just you have to understand how weird this is. A person on this planet has gotten enraged with me over something that didn't happen.
Yep.
Except in their own brain.
Whoa.
You understand how odd that is. And it's pretty specific to our industry that people will become infuriated, and you have had no part in that whole infuriating. It's only occurred in their mind.
Scott, we love you. We hope you're well. We're not doing anything to try to...
I literally have no
really
idea what I've done to you, but we've not communicated, that's for sure.
Miracle on Ice. That'd be the other one that I'd like to go see.
What limb would you give up?
My left arm.
You'd give up a whole arm?
Left elbow down.
Okay. You'd be a stump. Which arm?
Left.
Okay. You're right-handed?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. Danny Roach is in here. I do very much like that Felger brought up the possibility of a Mike Trout trade, because my whole argument for it is it's more fun if they do that. and anything you say to counter it is I'll grant you all of it. But does it really matter? If it could bring even a day's joy to an otherwise, sports-wise fairly dismal summer, then is it not worth it? That is my only point. And by the way, which seems like a good reason to go. Like, not many people, I don't think, would just go like, I'm going to Munich, Germany, right? Like, that's not a spot that, it's not like Paris or London or like Barcelona. So it has been announced officially that the Patriots are playing the Lions on November 15th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time in Munich, Germany. But if of sporting events, now that's a bummer for John because he was hoping they were going to play the Lions on Thanksgiving, which might be the Jets, which kills two birds with one stone, because then I have to be allowed to take
You'll go? Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, the only way I can enjoy Thanksgiving is being in Detroit, and the only reason is because of that game. That game, going to that game fills the day. I don't like Thanksgiving. Gotcha. I don't like just sitting in a house, like, with nothing to do. Like, at Christmas, there's the gifts, and that kind of vibe lingers throughout the day. Like, I very much enjoy that. Thanksgiving, you're waiting around for a meal that no one really wants to eat. Turkey, right? Like, it's turkey. Like, you could have it whenever you want.
I know, but it's good.
But you don't. No, but it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's not that good.
It is.
The sides are better than the turkey itself.
Yeah, that too.
But you could eat that whenever you want.
No, you can't.
You certainly could.
Go get them, Dan.
It drives me crazy.
It's good.
Like, oh, that meal. All right, well, if you love it so much, have it once a week.
Not the same.
Well, how?
It's that day. It just feels good on that day. So it's good.
You like just you would.
I do. Fred, you should come to our house. We go to the Feaster 5 road race. I walk. My wife runs.
I run in a turkey trot.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
See, and then after that, we go to Frank, my son-in-law's high school football game. Watch him coach.
Oh, see, you have things
and then
to
we
do.
Go, come home,
but
sit down, have a meal.
Yeah,
and
you
watch
have
games.
but you just described having things to do.
Yeah.
My problem with Thanksgiving is when it's just sitting in the house. I don't like it.
You can come with us.
No, but I go to Detroit. I've been able to go to Detroit the last few years.
Do you eat at a hotel?
We eat at a restaurant,
Yeah,
which I did as a kid too.
Did you really?
I decided when I got to be like 12, I hated Thanksgiving because it was just sitting around with my parents and whatever random friends they brought over. And so I was like, I'm going to start going to the football game. And so I'd either find a friend that was
you would
going.
go?
Right.
Right.
I went every year.
To the Lions game?
To the Lions game. Saw a guy die in a beer line.
Wow.
Saw him die right there. I'm not being morbid. I did see a guy die.
Deep rooted.
And it was just, it was funny how it was right when the Silverdome was closing and there was a puddle of water throughout the concourse. There was probably about a half an inch of water, standing water in the concourse. There were leaks in the Silverdome that they weren't fixing because they were moving to Ford Field like the next season. And this guy was in the beer line and he like passed out and there was some concern. And paramedics came over, and then they were basically like working on him. And then more paramedics came, and then the urgency started to slow down.
Yeah.
This is how long the beer line was, by the way.
Yeah.
And the urgency started to slow down, and then we realized we were dealing with a corpse.
Okay.
And he sat in about half an inch worth of water and died at a Lions Thanksgiving game when the Lions probably won one game that season.
Got one other thing. This from Variety Magazine. Paul McCartney declined the hot seat at this year's live roast on Netflix before the streamer pivoted to Kevin Hart. Quote, "We did ask Paul McCartney at one point," comedian Jeff Ross said. And I can't imagine, A, why they would ask him knowing that he would say no. I don't get that at all. Why would you ever ask Paul McCartney? You think Paul McCartney would ever subject himself to that?
Same reason that you call Giannis and just to call the Bucks about Giannis at the trade deadline, just due diligence?
Maybe.
You know? Like arguably the most famous person on the planet.
Maybe.
You go and you ask him.
Who would come and say stuff about him? Like,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's just like everything would be the masturbation joke about, remember the famous New
With
York
your
Post
buddies,
cover?
yeah, right.
Beat the Beatles.
Yeah, that's right.
That's one of them. But nothing tops Osama bin Laden.
No.
Which was the cover of the New York Post. I'm not making it up. When they killed Osama bin Laden, apparently he was in a, like a cave dwelling where he had a VHS player with lots of porn. And so the New York Post took that story. They took a picture of Osama bin Laden. They photoshopped porn into it, like porn boxes. And the headline in big bold letters was Osama bin Laden. And I have that somewhere. I still have. I saved
you have
it.
to save that. I mean, it's just.
Well, it's never going to get that good again,
right?
Because the seriousness of the subject. This was a big terrorist, and then you're making a pun about him in pornography.
Who was that guy Wiener who used to?
Oh yeah, I mean, but that was
legendary stuff.
Yeah, but
doesn't
again,
top that, but it's close.
But again, Wiener wasn't a terrorist.
No.
Like the idea that they took a despicable terrorist and then put crudely photoshopped boxes behind him and said Osama bin Laden. And that was the cover.
Yeah. I wonder how many people bought it like you.
Enough to encourage him to do it again. Why did he touch the sodas?
I don't know. He just does. That's what he does.
That's what it's.
Danny, good to see you.
Nice to see you, fellas.
All right, Dan, thank you so much. We appreciate it. I'll see you this afternoon out there in Groton.
Yeah, and can I wish Babson and Maddie Noon good luck in their Division III NCAA tournament, and Brian Daly, Endicott, baseball as well. So.
I saw Matt Noon last week.
Did you really?
Yeah, he came out to the St. Seb's Lawrence Academy game.
Awesome.
I saw him.
Good people.
He's a really good guy.
Yes.
Good
Thanks
luck
for
to
having me,
Babson.
Fred.
All right, thank you, Danny Roach. That'll do it for us. Hardy should be back tomorrow. Bye. Like, it's turkey. Like, you could have it whenever you want.
I know, but it's good.
But you don't. No, but it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's